Hello guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to another MSI Insider live stream. My name is Mike and I'm together here with the one and only
Eric. I'm not sure if I'm the one and only.
I think there are more Erics than just
Yeah, well, a few weeks ago somebody was complaining that I didn't have Diet Coke, so the real one is here again.
Yeah, I've got a regular one.
Okay.
We're not sponsored by Coca-Cola, by the way.
No.
Are you still floating?
We only know when you take away the components over there. We will know later. Oh, whoa, I go to this scene. Maybe take away the power supply. Nah, should be fine. Should be fine. Should be fine.
Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we faked Eric in here because we're not physically next to each other, of course, due to the COVID rules. So we're social distancing from each other.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. See a lot of guys joining in.
Yeah, a lot of familiar faces in chat. Hello, Mr. Masterdox. Welcome again. Before we start, we have a very nice giveaway today. If you go to msi.com/2/insider, or if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, there will be a direct link to our Gleam giveaway, and we will give away a lot of codes today, right?
Yeah. I don't know the number. We will see how far we get. And we're not going to do a Quake battle. Inferno is asking for a Quake battle.
Unfortunately.
No,
if it was up to me, we would do it every week. But,
I know. Soon, Battlefield, new one, and then we will see how you can keep up with this old guy.
Yeah, so the game we're giving away today is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's also the game that we will be playing later on in the stream. But before that, we're going to talk about one of our latest products.
Maybe also first a disclaimer for Valhalla. We don't know how long the code lasts. We tried one today. Actually, we ran out of Steam accounts to try.
Ubisoft accounts.
Of Ubisoft accounts, sorry, yeah. So we will be giving away a lot today. And if it doesn't work, hey, bad luck.
Yeah, so make sure to claim it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because we really don't know when the codes will expire. So be fast.
Good morning.
Or good afternoon, or good night.
It's still morning.
Yeah, in Texas it's early morning, I think.
Yeah.
It's German, good afternoon.
9, I guess.
So today we're going to talk about our latest case series, the MPG VELOX 100 cases. Yeah. You can already see them behind me, and we've got several versions of that one. Because it's always a bit of a trade-off with cases. Some people are going for the looks, others are going for performance in terms of thermals.
Airflow.
Yeah, airflow. So with the VELOX cases, we're going for both actually, because we're releasing 2 versions of this case. And I actually, well, maybe some of you already saw our live stream with the Maverick, the MPG Gaming Maverick, which is a gaming bundle.
I keep calling Maverick. Am I in trouble?
Yeah.
Okay, Maverick.
In big trouble.
Like Shakira and Shakira.
So I actually have it here. This is the system from a couple of live streams ago. And I think it should still be fully functional if people didn't steal any components out of this.
Yeah, so you never know.
Quickly switch it on.
Because what did I see you doing yesterday?
I stole some components from another system. Actually, the one you're controlling right now.
Yeah, from our streaming PC.
Yeah.
We like a few months ago we put together very carefully. Everything works fine. And then you're going to take out some components.
But you can see it in the title. It needs to be a balanced gaming PC.
Oh yeah.
And the system I will be building today needed a 650 watts power supply. I had an 850 watt power supply. But that one was not balanced with the rest of the system that we're building today.
As long as this PC is running stable, I'm fine.
If we're all of a sudden offline, then
you know
I
whose fault
it is. Yeah, looks like it's still working. I just put in the power cable. So this is the MPG Gaming Maverick gaming bundle. It comes with a case, motherboard, CPU, RAM, and a liquid cooler. And this one already uses the new VELOX case. And this is the airflow version, which means it has full, it's like a kind of mesh on the front with 3 fans behind it. So a lot of airflow in this case. But we will also have a version with tempered glass.
So CJ, you're correct. A few weeks ago I corrected it live during the stream that in Gleam everybody could see the loyalty bonuses. But somehow it wasn't copied to the weeks after. And now Michiel, he asked somebody else to do it.
Should be fixed.
Yeah,
now, I first manually fixed it last week and the week before, I think. But now it should be fixed in all of them. I see a comment by VRK, cannot see the fans in the front, because in this version, Airflow version, there are 3 black fans in the front. Behind me you can also see the tempered glass version right there, and that one has 3 addressable RGB fans in the front.
So black, you mean no RGB?
No RGB.
Yeah.
It does have RGB in the rear fan, as you can see right
but
there
not in
as
the
well.
front fans.
Yeah, but not in the front fans. So this is the one from the Maverick with already a system
I'm reading
inside.
your comments.
Let's switch this off again, because I also have the tempered glass version.
Happy birthday.
There we go.
No, I didn't take anything apart. I wasn't here yesterday.
So let's switch this on as well, because there is a build in it.
This one you stole from Ruud, right?
Yeah, I stole this one from Ruud. I'm not sure what he put in there. Let me have a quick look.
So Ruud, you know, our FE guy, he sometimes joins when it's more really technical stuff and then advanced benchmarking stuff.
There's a mortar motherboard in here.
Okay, so we probably, you know, when we get a case in, of course, we do our internal testing as well. For airflow, for certain setups, for cooling, and yeah, he used mortar, what, AMD?
I'm not sure.
Intel?
Hard to see because there is a huge ass air cooler on here. So it blocks like half of the motherboard. Let me open this up. You see, there is barely any motherboard left. Let me see if I can see the printing. No, this is impossible to see what he put in there. But it's some kind of mortar motherboard.
Come on, you cannot tell the difference between AMD and Intel?
Not from here. Not from the part I can see.
That's good.
So it's either a B550M mortar Wi-Fi. I know it's a mortar Wi-Fi because it has the silver heatsinks. So it's either the B550 or the B560.
And the RGB LED strip I see above the power supply, that one comes with it? Or
Yeah, that's included in the case.
Okay.
And there is
nice.
an LED button here. And
Shall
you
I
can
check this
control.
cam? Oh yeah.
And with the button I can switch through different modes. Or if you long press it, it will sync with the motherboard. So this is the tempered glass version of the case.
The cooler is bigger than the motherboard, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at me, I'm the motherboard now.
So let's maybe go through a bit more details about these cases. So we've got some slides for this. Let me switch this off again.
Maybe put it, I mean, you don't need this anymore, right?
Which one? This case?
Mm-hmm.
Later on I will show some more stuff up close.
I thought you said today was pink, because I'm wearing pink, but it's actually purple.
Ooh, that's a difficult one. Is it pink or purple?
This is purple. Well, this is pink, and that's purple.
But is your shirt pink?
Well, the
It looks almost white.
You were playing with the webcam settings, and I, by accident, never happens, first time ever,
And then it
I
was blue.
stumbled into one of our lights. And yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so let's take a closer look at our cases. As you can see, the design is matched on our motherboard series. These are MPG series cases, and we're using the same design elements that we also have on our MPG motherboard. So on the left, for example, you see our MPG Z590 Gaming Edge Wi-Fi motherboard. A version of this one is also included in the MPG Gaming Maverick bundle. Here I, for example, have our MPG Z590 Gaming Carbon Wi-Fi. And as you can see right here, there is a design element in here. How do you call this? It's like the equalizer kind of thing. Yeah. And if we then take a look at the case, you will see the same design element here as well. And here are the RGB strips.
Yeah, so this is always very difficult for us to make, because all those products have different design cycles. I mean, this Z590 motherboard, of course, we need to launch this when the Z590 launches, or when Intel announces it. So, yeah, in a quite early stage, we already need to see what kind of elements we can combine. And this is all from an internal unit which makes these products, but we also have different business units like our GPUs and gaming gear. And among those different business units is even more difficult to combine. I mean, that needs a lot more discussion time and syncing time. So
it needs a lot of planning for both the case units and the motherboard units.
So we're always trying to aim to do this, but yeah, not easy.
But I think it looks good, the combination.
I also like it.
And you also get this design combination, of course, with the Gaming Maverick bundle. But soon you will also be able to buy the MPG VELOX cases separately. So if you want to go for a fully DIY system, you can also do this combination. Okay, go to the next one.
Yeah.
We already mentioned two versions of this case. The first one I want to talk about is the airflow version. That's also the one we will be building in today. And the main difference between the airflow version, which is a 100p airflow, and the regular version, the 100R, is of course the front of the case. So let me quickly grab the front of this case. This is the front of the airflow version. So as you can see,
I see you.
Yeah, you can see right through it. And the air can also go right through this. Behind this, there are three 120mm fans by default. So you get a lot of airflow into your case. So this is really about performance. Some people, however, care more about design. And then tempered glass is, of course, one of the biggest trends. So let me see if this one is as easily removable as well. There we go. There we have the front of the tempered glass version.
So the front one only has air intakes on the side?
Yeah, this one...
Sorry, yeah, I'm saying it wrong. The tempered glass one has only intakes on the side.
Do you see this, Eric? We could do some peeling here. Oh, always nice to have the peeling ASMR. There we go. So here you have... I
saw another one on the case from Ruud.
Yeah, we have more. We have more to peel today. So here you have the air intakes on the side. Yeah. But of course, this will give you more air intake than this.
So maybe a stupid question. Can we later replace? I mean, the cases are the same except for some configurations. Later we will jump into that. Can we later, if we have time, do temperature testing with the different panels?
Yeah, I can try to swap it and see what
we can also see how much, how much degree.
The differences, I will be building today in the airflow version, but I can definitely take the panel from the tempered glass version and put it in the front. I
think that's interesting.
Yeah, so we can see what happens.
Because, you know, for me it sounds kind of strange. One version we call airflow. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants airflow, right? So
it depends a bit on what you're building, how important it is as well. Some people, they really build kind of a showcase. And I want to have the best looking case with the best looking RGB because the 100R version also comes with 3 addressable RGB fans in the front, which looks really cool behind that tempered glass. And if you're building, for example, with a Ryzen 5 or with an Intel Core i5, a Ryzen 7 or an Intel Core i7, if you're building in that kind of area and if you're not overclocking too much, then it could be sufficient. If you're, however, working with a high-end Core i5, Ryzen 9, heavily overclocking, then of course airflow becomes a bigger factor because you don't have that additional headroom in terms of temperature.
Can you show us the connectors, how they connect to the case, the front panels?
Let me see, because then I should have this one. Because this one doesn't have RGB in the front because you of course get the RGB from the addressable RGB fans. But here you have the LED strips in the front, and this is how it connects to the case. So you can simply click it on there, click it off, and it will automatically connect. So no separate cables required.
Are there also dust filters?
There are some dust filters, not in the front part. Let me see. Actually do. Let me quickly grab the case. There are several dust filters. On the tempered glass one, you don't get one in the front. That would of course ruin the looks of the addressable RGB fans, and dust cannot go through tempered glass.
I need to go to main, I guess.
This is the airflow version, and there you have a removable dust filter in the front.
Yeah.
Then on the top of the case there is also a magnetic dust filter. There you go.
Oh, this was the one which was quite with strong magnets.
Yeah, they're quite decent magnets.
Yeah. I said, like, if I have a watch on, I'm like, take me off.
Yeah. And then on the bottom of the case,
I wouldn't call it decent magnets.
strong magnets.
Yeah.
And here it is, one more dust filter.
Oh, in the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can.
This is in front of the power supply.
Okay, you can take it out from the back, right?
Yeah. You can easily slide it out.
Yeah, we don't see it, but just imagine.
Yeah.
It's easy.
So let me put this on the ground again. And grab the front panel back. There we go. Quickly reading chat. Top filter looks nice. Yeah, I think it's a really nice magnetic kind of dust filter on there. Also designed the same as the front. Yes, definitely.
Oh, Mr. Masterdogs wants to see the push pins. So how you? Sorry, yeah, I was asking you. Can you show the connector? But it's about.
Let me show it on
details view. The push pins.
There we are. These.
Yeah. So to be clear, you don't get both panels. We have two cases, so we can later change them.
Yeah. So this is the type of panel you get with the airflow version, and this is with the tempered glass version. And this is the top panel of the airflow version, and there you can indeed see the same kind of design element.
Yeah. Okay, so two versions, 100p. The P is for performance?
Yeah.
Power?
And then there is the R for RGB.
Ah, okay. The R for RGB makes sense.
Yeah, so this one comes with the three. Let me remove these side panels.
Do we still need to show how strong tempered glass is?
I think people can go back to our previous live stream, where I attacked some tempered glass panels with the hammer and dropped them from over 2 meters.
Today tempered glass can attack you for a change.
I hope not. So this is the tempered glass version, so the 100R. Comes with three addressable RGB fans in the front. And let me open this up, because there is an additional addressable RGB fan in the back as well. Want to do some peeling again?
Maybe switch on the lights, then people can see better.
Switch it on. Oh,
yeah,
then I need to grab my power cable.
When will these cases launch? Because I think, you know, we're always early with stuff.
Yeah, these will officially launch in August, but I expect them to be available worldwide somewhere in September.
Okay, so first shipments arrive in August, and then like most countries...
Yeah, depends a bit on the region. It's always hard to say. One region they will be available sooner than in other regions.
And is this like the closer to Taiwan or China, to the factories?
Also depends whether or not it's sea shipment or air shipment. So
this is all sea shipment, I would say.
Most of them will. Sometimes early ones can be air shipment,
Correct.
But mostly cases will be sea shipment. Yeah. Most of the time it's smaller products that go air shipment in the first batches.
So Mr. Masterdogs on YouTube is saying, default push pins, I wish manufacturer would come up with better ways to connect the front bezels to the PC case. And actually you're saying that, Mr. Masterdogs, because you want to remove the dust, right?
Yeah, it's always can be a bit difficult, because I've seen cases in the past as well that had screws in the front. But that with certain configurations was really a hassle to reach them. I've also seen cases with a magnetic front, but that can be a little bit difficult when carrying the case, because for example, if you don't hold it right and you're holding the front and it's magnetic, it's sometimes a little bit too easy to remove it, and then you might drop your case. So yeah, it's always a bit difficult. How do you connect that front panel?
Well, what do you guys think? What is the best way? What would you like to see?
Yeah, I'm curious about that as well, because each method has their pros and cons, I would say.
Oh, difficult names again. Nigerian, I guess. On Twitch is asking the mountings on the fan. Can you show that in detail? Because he thinks it's a bit odd. Are they mounted from the inside?
Yeah, they're mounted from the inside. That actually makes them really easily accessible.
Not there.
Let me remove the side panel, because right now I cannot really turn it around.
Break it.
There we go. So here you've got some screws and they're screwed in there.
Can you show with mobile cam? Maybe it's more clear because we see lights.
Let me see. Can you connect?
Can you connect? Stop. Start, and this one.
There we go. So let me switch this to another color than green. So this is how the fans are mounted into the case.
Can you zoom out a bit? Yeah, like that. I think that's better, yeah.
But the good thing about this is that if you, for example, install a liquid cooling radiator, you don't push as far into the case. So you have more space in terms of length for very long graphics cards, for example. Of course, you can mount the fans behind it as well. You can choose to do that. So it's up to you, but by default, they're mounted at the front. So as you can also see, when I put it to the side, this is where they're now located. But if you want to, you can of course move it to that side. But that will of course cost you a little bit of space inside your case, which may or may not be annoying depending on your configuration.
Yeah, he's also at least it's pre-installed, but if you need to mount a radiator in front, what to do? I'm personally no expert on water cooling, so I also face this topic. I had a case with fans in the top. Do you then need to remove the fans, or do you just put there the water block and then the fans from the water block?
You mean from the radiator?
Yeah.
That come with the radiator.
Or just leave them out, and I mean, it's just the fans need to cool the water block, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if the fans come with the radiator or they are pre-installed.
I would personally, if the liquid cooler, for example, if it doesn't come with addressable RGB lighting, then you might want to consider keeping these. But I would always use the fans that come with the radiator, because usually they have a higher static pressure to push that air through the radiator.
Okay.
So personally, I would recommend to use the fans that come with the liquid cooler. For example, our Core Liquid K series, they come with very specialized fans to have much more air pressure through the radiator than you would have with regular case fans. Of course, you can opt for these as well, but there might be a little bit of difference in performance there. Dark Geezy is saying push and blow. I think you mean the push-pull configuration, as it's called. That's of course also an option, but then still I would opt for fans that are identical on the front and the back of the radiator, because otherwise you might have more airflow in than the other ones can pull out.
Will it be a different line for each motherboard brand, like Unity, Tomahawk, etc. versions? For the cases, no. I think we will not have that many cases. No, this for the segment. So we have MAG, MPG, and MEG from like entry level to high end, and this is the MPG, which is the mid-range segment. And these cases are made for those motherboards. And of course, we have one motherboard or a few motherboards. The design matches, but it's not only about the matching. I mean, for a case, I believe you need to look at what your priorities are. And that is, can you fit in your motherboard, like the size of the case, and all your components. Airflow. So for some people, look and feel, of course, is important.
That's how you put on the front of the case.
This is, yeah, we don't know if this is AMD or Intel. Doesn't matter. It's
there is a huge ass cooler on there, and we stole this one from Ruud, our technical guy. He put something in there, but the cooler is so big that it basically blocks 80% of the motherboard. Nigerian is saying the LED strip on the PSU shroud is cool, not yet a common feature with RGB cases. Yeah, I also think it looks really cool, and you can definitely expect this on more MSI cases in the future.
You know more?
I do know more.
Okay.
Because more RGB, of course, gives you more FPS.
Of course. So, some other features for this case, vertical GPU mount.
Yeah. Let me quickly.
Okay. Each time you're taking a case and putting it back and then taking it again. So maybe you keep it?
This part I will show later on because I actually have an empty one as well here of the Airflow version that we will use to build the system today. And there I can also show the accessories because it comes with a bracket for the vertical GPU mount as well. Yeah, so side air vents. That's an interesting one to show.
He's taking the case again.
I'm going to take the case again. This is like lifting. I'm just working out here. Let me put it a little bit closer.
I can use a detail view.
Right here, you can see there are vents. And you can actually use this to mount, for example, a 240mm radiator on the side. So you can see it from here. You will look directly on the fans. So that can give a very cool effect with the RGB lighting. Of course, when you do that, make sure you don't have the fans mounted right there, because then of course it won't work. You're blocking where the radiator will be then. And to make sure you also have airflow on that side, there is ventilation here as well.
Yeah. So vertical mount we're going to talk later about, because I have a question in the chat. What GPU is that?
This one is, I believe, the RTX 3080 Ti Supreme.
Okay.
From top of my head. I think it's the one Ja and Pierre were using playing F1 2021 last week.
Okay.
Let's put this back on as well.
So, and in this case, it supports ATX motherboard, but can you also go bigger?
Yes, you can actually go all the way up to extended ATX. I need to properly mount the dust filter, otherwise I cannot mount the front. Yeah, it goes all the way up to extended ATX, but of course you can also do smaller form factors, ATX, micro ATX, or even mini ITX. If you're going mini ITX, of course, I would always recommend to go for a smaller case. Otherwise you're kind of missing the point of mini ITX usually.
Yeah. We had some discussions about that, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, you forgot to put it on the floor.
No, because I'm going to show the connections on the front, and I'm getting more lazy, so I'll just keep it here.
What is an anti-sag bracket?
That's the one that comes with the Supreme card.
Yeah, it's included in the box.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not included with the case. Let's take a look at the front of the case. I'll move this back a little bit.
It was new when we started. Clonk.
Yeah. No, it's not anymore. So we have our power button, we have our reset button, the lights, then we have headset connectors, a headphone, microphone. We have two regular USB Type A connectors. Then we have a USB Type C connector. Of course, you do need a USB Type C header on your motherboard as well.
So this USB Gen 2, right? USB.
Yeah, it's 3.2 Gen 2. Yeah.
20 gig.
10 gig.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Otherwise, it's 2 times 2.
Yeah, you're right.
And you will need this header in order to connect the USB Type-C on the front. Yeah. And for the regular Type A ports, you will use the regular bigger connector on the motherboard. So if you're going for a case like this, make sure that you have that header on the motherboard. Otherwise, you will not be able to use the front Type-C connector.
Yeah. And to be clear, these connectors are on the top of the case.
Yep.
Because Michiel,
it's now on
the front.
Yeah, it's on the front of the case.
This case is bigger than Shakira 100R? Yes, I believe so.
No, I would say it's approximately the same size. Oh.
Not much different.
Where did my chair go?
It's smaller than the 500R.
Yeah, it's definitely smaller than the 500. I would say it's approximately similar size to the 100. Yeah, so it also fits the same form factors. I would say you have equal space left on all sides.
You know what is really annoying with my case at home, and I'm not going to mention the brand, it's not MSI and it doesn't matter about the brand, but
it's a really old one, right?
It's an old one, yeah. I have on the sides the on-off button, and I have there, next to this on-off button, I have two USB connectors. So blindly, I take my USB drive or cable below my desk and try to put it in.
And you switch off your PC.
Yeah, I switch off my PC. And I think I have this case like already 5 years or something. Yeah, each time it I should not say it surprises me, but it, yeah. I touch the on-off button. So luckily this one has not this issue because they're further apart. And they're on top, so actually you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, it's, I would say it's more convenient. Let's go back to the slide.
Will you have a white version, Farron? No, nothing planned at this moment. Or they didn't tell us. That's also a possibility.
But never say never.
Yeah, never say never. But no, currently we don't have anything planned in other colors.
Let me already move this over. Can you maybe go back to the slide?
Sure.
Because it also comes with the hinged tempered glass swing window, and that's basically the door on the side. You can also see that it swings open and close. And you can also easily take it out. So this is magnetic, by the way. So when you close it, attaches magnetically. And by opening it and pulling it upwards, you can easily take it out. And put it back in. And then optionally you can put the GPU vertically. Then you will need the bracket, and also it comes with the bracket included. I will show it later on when I open up the other case. But you do need a riser cable, and that one is optional. It's not included in the box. Riser cables also kind of expensive, and especially, for example, if you want to go even Gen 4 or something like that, it will be a big
Gen 4 ones are difficult to get.
Yeah, it's they are available, but the price is really high. So if we would include that by default, and for example, maybe 20% of the people are going to use it, it would also become much more expensive for the other 80%.
It's even worse. I mean, maybe 20% of people are going to use the vertical mounting, and then only a few percent of them really wants the fast Gen 4.
Yeah, indeed. So right now it comes with a bracket,
for graphic cards, Gen 4 doesn't really, you know.
Yeah, at this point it mostly makes a difference for storage indeed, SSDs. But graphics cards, even a 3090, the benefit is, I've seen like a couple of percent maximum difference. And only certain situations, in some situations, no difference at all.
Shadow Knight, later we have a slide with the pricing, so we'll talk about that. How hard is it? Is it in the empty state? How hard?
I'm not sure if I understand that question.
Maybe he is having a different discussion with his girlfriend, not sure.
But then what's the empty state?
I don't know. On the side of the motherboard, is it supposed to have an intake and outtake? I'm still confused. Okay, maybe show again.
Oh, you mean when you use the intake fans right here. So they're intakes, because they will replace your fans in the front. And that's, for example, if you want to have your radiator mounted sideways there. So that's the intake. You will still have your outtake there, intake right there.
And it's an option.
Opinion says, must be nice being sponsored by Coca-Cola. No. Yes, it would be nice. But we're not, unfortunately. So we're also going to mention Pepsi. And do we know any other Coke brands, just to equalize
I know some local ones, but... and no comments, no comments. I mean, I also have water here.
Which brand?
The filtered brand.
Sponsored by the filtered brand.
Yeah.
Nutty Hyper One is asking, does the riser card have more than one PCI Express port if you have a sound card to add to it as well? It doesn't come with a riser cable included. So
no. I think you need to show the bracket.
Yeah, but that one is currently in the other case. So later on when we will unbox that, I will show you what's included exactly.
Yeah, so we're also not going to talk about this.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, okay. We talked about this. So here's an example how your fans can be placed.
Yeah, here on the image it's maybe a little bit clearer to see. So there's ventilation on the right side panel as well. So that's the one you see on the rear here. So it can breathe there as well, and you can decide, for example, to use this as intake fans or to position a 240mm radiator there.
Hey, we need to do a giveaway. Somebody triggered, Dark Geezy triggered me. We need to do a giveaway.
But Dark Geezy said, can I win a Lucky? No, but you might win Assassin's Creed Valhalla today.
Yeah, I saw winning and I'm like, okay, let's do.
So we're really giving away a bunch of codes today. So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider. Or if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, our bot will put a direct link in the chat once every 5 minutes. Within Gleam, you can perform several actions. The more actions you perform, the bigger chance you'll have to win. And if you're a returning visitor, make sure also to claim your loyalty bonus. And if you've visited more than, for example, 10 times, you get a bigger loyalty bonus, 25, 50, etc. Ooh, so we already have some winners?
Yeah, I know also soon we're going to give away some hardware, right?
Oh,
Cannot talk about what
teasing.
and when.
In a couple of weeks. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I was already like, can I join, please? Or get an extra one for me? Anyway, we're going to do this quick. I'm happy to see 2 persons won via the loyalty bonus.
Who was the one asking, by the way, for the giveaway in the chat?
You think he won?
I think so.
It was Deadstroke, I think.
No. That was a question about e-atx. It was Dark Easy.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations, Dark Easy. You actually won one of the game codes for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, he won.
He won.
Yeah, indeed.
So our first winner for today, Dark Easy. Congratulations.
Actually, it's the 3rd winner. Let's start on
the
top.
third. Okay.
You do the first one. I do the second one.
Oh, because the first one has a more difficult name, huh?
Oh. Vishnu
Prasad AS.
Parasad. Yeah, sorry if we pronounce your name wrong. It's we have speaking disabilities.
Yeah, so Vishnu Prasad AS, congratulations. You also won an Assassin's Creed Valhalla game code.
3 Aaron.
I think that's
it's
like
actually Aaron, I guess.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Dargizi, congratulations.
And then Geo Neo. Congratulations, you also won an Assassin's Creed Valhalla game code.
Yes.
So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/2/insider because these were just our first 4 winners, but we will have plenty more today.
So now everybody thinks if when I ask in chat if I win something, then you win something. No, it's just random lucky
That's
draw.
random.
He was lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue. That's my my job.
Yeah. So yeah, volume. It's not as big as the Sakura 500 by any means, but it's still kind of a big case. It does support extended ATX. I also saw that question in chat a minute ago.
Yeah.
So you can, for example, go all the way up to the godlike motherboards or our extended ATX creator motherboards. They will all fit in these cases as well. So yeah, it has plenty of volume, but it's still kind of easy to carry one. I have been carrying our Sakura case, and that one is super spacious, but it's also kind of heavy. This in terms of if you want to transport your system, for example, to events, when they exist again.
In the future somewhere?
Somewhere in the future.
Yeah.
Then this is definitely very doable to carry. If we would be talking about, for example, the Sakura 500 today, I wouldn't have been carrying them up the table and down all the time. So this is still very doable. Okay, go to the next one. Yeah. So the front Type-C connector, we have talked about it. Make sure to pick the right motherboard that has the front Type-C header as well. It does support USB 3.2 Gen 2, so that's up to 10 gigabits per second. But of course, it's also backwards compatible. So if your motherboard can only do up to 5 gigabits per second, which is USB 3.2 in Gen 1, then it will also support it, but of course with a lower speed.
Yeah, so this is actually for portable SSDs to quickly transfer
for example,
storage.
But also more and more devices are using USB Type-C.
Yeah, but this is not really about Type-C. I mean, you can also, if you have a Type-C connector, you can also have a Type-A connected on your mainboard or on your case.
For sure, but it's also getting more and more common, for example, for smartphones to have on the charging side a Type-C. So then you can also have that one to use that cable to connect it to your
But the big
PC.
benefit, of course, is speed.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked about this?
Yep, we did.
You showed them.
And this is a closer look, an exploded view.
What is this 1 to 6 control board?
That's the really nice PCB on
I'm
the
just
back of the
asking.
case.
For a friend.
Let me open up the other side because that's where it's located. It's actually an addressable RGB hub behind the motherboard tray.
Is this your cable management or Ruud's cable management?
I will blame Ruud.
Okay.
So here there is a small PCB, and as you can see, there are already some RGB cables connected to it. It also
From
has
the three
some space
fans?
left. Notice also, for example, for the front, for the fans, all kind of different RGB components. And you have 3 ports left to connect even more RGB components. And you can connect this board through a single J-Rainbow header on your motherboard. So even if you, for example, have one J-Rainbow header on your motherboard, you can just connect the box right there, and you can connect all your devices to that box, and they will all sync with your motherboard through addressable RGB.
Michiel, I think we're running out of time. Break Twin is asking, I wonder how the tempered glass version does the temp wise with 2 fans on the back, air intake. So yeah, I mean, maybe if we have time, we should have like 5 different test scenarios or something. Like the fans to the side, fans to the front, closed.
Yeah.
Me doing the cable management properly.
You and doing cable management properly, is that a thing?
Okay, next slide.
So this is the airflow version. As you can see, it comes with 3 black 120mm fans in the front. And if you then go to the next one, this is the 100R, so the one with the tempered glass front, and that one comes with 3 addressable RGB fans, also 120mm at the front. And of course, with both versions, you get the addressable RGB 120mm outtake fan in the back as well.
Yeah.
Then I believe you've got some overviews for us. Oh, the component clearance. Because you can, of course, fit a regular ATX motherboard. You can also go bigger, extended ATX, smaller micro ATX, like we, for example, had with the mortar here, or mini ITX. It can support all of them.
We already see that for future generations, mainboards are getting bigger, becoming bigger. Cannot talk too much about details, but you know, let's say normally things fit on ATX, then you need e-atx to fit the same kind of features in that segment.
Yeah, of course you will still see, yeah. We cannot say too much about it.
No, that's all NDA, and for the future you will see that later.
But you will see that, for example, in the future, that models that used to be ATX might become extended ATX in the future.
And this is not only from MSI, we believe, or I believe that this is from all vendors, because it's just, you know, things are getting bigger and need more space. So yeah, you need a bigger PCB.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that there won't be any small ones, but you may need to do more concessions to reach a smaller form factor with future generation motherboards.
Can you attach a 360 all-in-one?
Yes, you can. You can even choose to mount it in the front or in the top.
Yeah. What is the 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3 what?
The 1, 2, 3. The small letters I cannot read. CPU, cooling. Oh, CPU cooling 9.75. Okay, 380mm. Okay, yeah.
That's the clearance you have for the graphics card, for the power supply, for the CPU cooler. But as you can see with the...
Oh, this is the component clearance.
Yeah, the component clearance. But we've got a huge ass air cooler here, for example. That already shows you how much space you have for an air cooler. They don't get much bigger than this. There are some, I think, but this is one of the biggest ones on the market.
Yeah.
What's that motherboard in that screen?
Later we will assemble a PC.
Well, yeah. This is the MPG Z590 gaming card.
Later Michiel is going to try to assemble a PC.
And let's hope it works.
So this is for the fan support and radiator support.
And the radiator support. So you got a lot of options here. For example, in the top you can of course go for up to 360mm radiator or 3 120mm fans.
Maybe I make this bigger that people can read it, because...
Yeah, they're tiny letters. But you can also go, for example, for 140mm fans, and then you can go for a 280mm radiator, for example. Then you won't be able to fit 3 fans. If you go for 140, then you're limited to up to 2 fans there.
Okay.
So quick overview of all the specifications.
This should be readable, I guess.
MG Calva's asking, with extended ATX, can you still mount the side fans? Seems like you can't. No, then you will block that part of the case. So then you will use that space for your motherboard, and then you will need to use the front-mounted fans instead. So like the default mode, basically. You cannot use the alternative mode with the side mount.
Is the top case with big volume of MSI? No, because this one does not, I mean, it's not for sale yet. Let's say next month, August.
Yeah, that's a release, but expect this to be available a bit later.
Yeah.
Depending on the region, but expect approximately September. Top case with big volume. I think it means like, is this the largest case that we have? No.
No.
That's the Sakura 500 series. Those are even bigger.
That's a huge case.
That's really a big case.
Yeah. Will this case be recommended for custom cooling loop, or is a full tower better? That's really difficult because...
Depends a bit on what kind of custom loop you're going to do. How many radiators you want to use.
How many loops you want.
Yeah. Yeah, some people even use, for example, separate loops for their CPU and their graphics card. But also, are you going to use multiple radiators? Are you going to use a huge ass reservoir or something like that? It really depends on what you want. I think you can get quite a decent custom loop water cooling in this. But if you really want to go all out with the most extreme loop you can think of, then, for example, the Sakura 500 would offer you more space for additional water cooling components.
Mr. Turtle Chang is asking, will this case get a 500 series? So probably the size like Shakira? I don't think so.
No.
Currently
Never say
not
never,
planned,
but I'm not expecting that either.
And this also, I mean, I believe in this segment there is more volume, sales-wise, than the huge ass cases.
Yeah. Jalo is asking, will the side air vent reduce available GPU length after installing fans and radiator? That will depend on what kind of fans and radiator you use.
Well, we can check later. You're going to assemble one, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going to assemble liquid cooling on the side. Oh,
okay. Well, maybe I can force you.
No, you cannot.
Why not?
Because I'm going to mount it in the top. You can do it in the side, of course, but I'm going to use the 3 fans as an intake in the front, because later on we also want to see the difference when you use the tempered glass one, and we wouldn't be able to show the difference if I would use the side as an alternative side mount.
Oh, you're smart.
So that's why I will use a top mount for the radiator in this.
Is it possible to have fans in the bottom of the case?
No, apart from the one in the power supply.
So we had front, side, bottom, back. There is one fan.
Yeah, there is one in the back. You can mount up to 3 in the front. There are 3 by default in the front. You can mount up to 3 in the top. And you can mount, but then you will have to remove the ones in the front. You can mount 2 at the side. Yeah,
on the screen the boring specs for the 100p and the 100R. Probably.
The numbers.
Is the product page already online?
I don't think so.
Oh, we're really early.
Yeah, we are early.
Why did they give this to us?
We have a very busy schedule in the coming weeks, so we had to fit this somewhere.
They didn't mention like this is NDA?
We've already shown the gaming Maverick.
Did we send out a press release or something?
No, this is the SP version. That's the one that comes with Maverick. So that one you can already find.
Okay.
And that's also why it doesn't matter that we're showing right now, because it's all you can already see the case in the MPG Gaming Maverick gaming bundle, because it also uses the airflow version.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to assemble one?
Yeah, that's a good idea. So maybe let's first go through the different components that we're using today. So we will be using the airflow type of case, but later on we will also put on the front panel from the tempered glass version to see what kind of difference it makes. Then we have a nice CPU. It will be the Intel Core i7-11700K, so that's a Rocket Lake CPU, 8 cores, 16 threads, really good CPU for gaming. We're going to put that on this very nice MPG Z590 gaming carbon Wi-Fi motherboard. Can you show it up close?
Sure.
And on this motherboard we will put 32 gigabytes, so 4 times 8 gigabytes of DDR4 3600 CL16 memory from g.skill Trident Z. So 32
It
gigabytes
was
in total.
probably basically the only memory which was available without having to rip open a PC.
No, because I actually did rip open a PC to steal this.
Okay.
Because these modules were actually in that mortar PC.
Yeah, like memory is the most...
the most stolen component in the office.
Yeah. I mean, SSDs we had shortage, but that's getting better, and now it's memory.
Yeah, it's also getting better. We also have like the nice custom modules in the Maverick right now.
Sure, yeah.
But today we're going for regular Trident Z DDR4 3600 modules.
Yeah.
Then we have our 2 terabyte Seagate 530 PCI Express Gen 4 SSD. Based on the second generation Phison controller Gen 4, so extremely fast, approximately 7,000 megabytes per second read and write speeds.
Still OEM label?
Yeah, this is an engineering sample that we didn't give back to Seagate.
I asked them already 3 times, do you need it back? No answer.
Hey, if they don't answer, we just continue using it. But even though it doesn't have the official sticker that you will get when you buy it in the store.
It's like black and orange, right?
Yeah. The official one has. Yeah. We have an engineering sample.
And they still send us some firmware or driver updates, right?
Yeah, we do. So yeah, that's the SSD we're going to use. We will not use any SATA SSDs or additional hard drives today. This is already 2 terabytes, so it should be fine. Then we have our graphics card for today. And this is the RX 6700 XT Gaming X. So dual fan version, so not Gaming X Trio, but Gaming X. Still very capable card. And also a really nice match with the 11700K. Of course, we have faster cards laying around, but then, for example, those you would combine with the Core i9 or a Ryzen 9. Today we're going with Core i7, so this is
that's always important to invest the money in the right components and to have a good balance between it, because I mean, you can buy a high-end GPU, like me at home. I'm now running, I bought a 3090 from the office, and I still have like an outdated 6000 series.
6700K, it's a Skylake.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's totally, and I needed to add a second power supply just to get the GPU running, so it's totally out of balance.
And with this 11700K, of course, you can go, it's a very fast CPU, so you can definitely go with the higher end GPU. But today we're trying to balance things out a little bit, so we're not going for the highest possible configuration today. Then, of course, we would have taken a godlike motherboard with the Core i9 or Ryzen 9, with an RTX 3090 or the RX 6900X XT. So today we're going with 6700 XT with 11700K, which I think is a really nice combination for a very fast but not extremely over-the-top gaming PC.
Robbie on YouTube saying, I'm glad MSI launched SSDs. My computer also needs a own brand of an MSI brand memory, RAM. No, we're currently not planning that, working that. The SSD business is a very difficult business. And yeah, that took a long time to get started. I mean, you need to have the vendors, you need to have the firmware, you need to have the memory. Of course, you need to have the customers as well, but it's not just, you know, putting in a label on there and then it's MSI storage, and memory is the same. But besides that, it's very, how do you say that? The price fluctuations are very, very huge in memory, and
it's a very dynamic market.
So it's very easy to buy some stock, and when the price drops, you still have your high price, and that's not only for MSI, but that's also for the whole channel behind it. So yeah, it's very risky business, I would say.
Yeah. Then let's continue to our power supply. This is the one that I stole from Eric's system.
It's a streaming PC, yeah.
Yeah, the MPG A650GF.
It still works stable.
Yeah, because I wanted to use a 650 watt power supply because we're going for a balanced gaming system. I had an 850 watts, but that will be overkill for an 11700K and 6700
This is also what we proved in our power supply live stream some time ago. I mean, if you add up all the components, the power usage, you really don't need a 1000 watt power supply unless you're running like 2 or 3 GPUs. If
you're running like a 3090 SLI setup, then then you may need it. But single GPU.
I think SLI is officially dead, right? Because last week we did the racing game. F1 2021 and
they had SLI support, but I believe only in DirectX 11 and with ray tracing, for example, you need DirectX 12. So especially if you want to run SLI, that would probably be because you need more power, for example, for ray tracing, and then it doesn't work with ray tracing. So yeah, I think SLI is not what it used to be, I would say. I think in these days it's more interesting to invest in one.
Let's call it multi-GPU, because SLI is more the NVIDIA implementation.
Same goes for Crossfire X from AMD. Single GPU is basically the way to go now.
Yeah, in the past it was quite, well actually, you know, it's quite interesting. In the past, you know, the SLI and multi-GPU implementations came via the drivers from the vendor, from AMD and NVIDIA. Nowadays, since DirectX 12, the game vendors have to do that themselves in the software. And, you know, the trend in the GPUs and CPUs is with chiplets. So I'm not confirming that NVIDIA or AMD are going to do that for the future GPUs, but you all see the rumors online. And basically, when you have that, you also need to have multiple, your software, your game, needs to be able to work with that. So basically they're going to do on-chip SLI or on-chip, if they're going to do that, if the rumors are true. And I mean, besides the rumor, it's a logical step into that direction. I mean, you see that in CPU design from AMD, from Intel, everything is going multiple cores, multiple chips. Intel also announced that recently they're going to have the future generation CPUs. They're going to have the uncore, the core, and the GPU basically in separate dies, and or stacked. Michiel, you're awake?
Yeah, I'm reading chat. Josh says it's all about the money, and big companies want you to upgrade, not SLI. I also think it's optimization for dual GPUs. It's more complicated.
Easy.
No, yeah, it's more complicated than upgrading. And also we saw in the past that a lot of people, for example, they bought a graphics card and they kept the option open to have a second one of those. But by the time they wanted to buy the second one, it was already way more interesting to go for a newer generation. Because, for example, the power consumption was a lot lower, because a single one might have been even a lot faster and eventually even cheaper when selling your old one and buying a new one instead. And then going for the SLI configuration.
This is also what you see from the mainboard point of view, because really a long time people, no, I need 2 SLI slots because, you know, I want to run SLI someday, or I want to be able to upgrade. And nowadays, I mean, for SLI you need to have certification from NVIDIA. You need to send the mainboard to the lab, and then I think there's also some fee involved. Nowadays, if you look at the motherboards which really officially support SLI in order to run it, I think, and especially going into the future.
On the higher end models, you still see it.
Yeah, but it's getting less and less.
But also, SLI is currently, I believe, only supported on the RTX 3090. Like the ones below that don't even have the connector required to run SLI. So yeah, people that are buying 2 3090s are not going to buy a $100 motherboard. So it doesn't make sense to have SLI certification on a $100 motherboard.
Yeah, how did we get to the SLI topic?
I don't remember.
Okay, let's continue.
Let's continue. We were at the power supply. So the MPG A650GF.
Oh yeah, power supply, 1000 watt, SLI, okay, clear.
Yeah, that was it. So fully modular power supply, which means you can take all the cables out, you only plug the ones in that you actually need, so you don't get all the cable hassle inside your case. This is 80 plus gold certified power supply. Comes with a large 140mm fan for very silent operation. So yeah, great fit for this system. And 650 watts will be plenty for an 11700K with the RX 6700 XT. I know this is like a topic that people often struggle with, power consumption in their PC. If you're not 100% certain, always overspec it a little bit, but don't go like several hundreds of watts too high. It doesn't make sense unless you want to keep the option open to do a significant upgrade, of course. And then, last but not least, we have a liquid cooler. And today we're going with the MAG Core Liquid 240R. So 240 millimeter radiator with 2 addressable RGB fans. We're not going to overclock today, so running an 11700K at stock is perfectly fine with this cooler. If you want to run it and significantly overclock it, go for example for the 360 millimeter version or the MPG Core Liquid K series, are also slightly stronger than these. But to keep it a little bit balanced and not make it overly expensive, we opted for this liquid cooler today. And later on you will see this is plenty to cool an 11700K at stock speeds. So let's get building.
Yeah, I see Inferno saying on one MSI PC I got an older gaming center, and the other one I get the new one. It's just great. So much change, very nice. Waiting for even more options. Well, that's good to hear, because we worked a lot on complaining. I mean, that's the easy part now, but we had like bi-weekly meetings with our software team to improve this, because we know that the old MSI Gaming Center had a lot of issues. And let me check, can I do that? Yeah, I'm not on screen. So let me check my agenda, because we planned a live stream talking about, let me see, live streams. We have so many topics in the coming. Oh, I don't have any internet. Do you know, Mike, if it's going to be middle of August? No, it's going to be somewhere September, right?
Yeah, September.
Yeah, somewhere September. We planned the live. We are going to do a live stream about MSI Center. We're going to show you all the things. Or no, actually, we split probably in two. So we're going to talk to you about some topics, what we improved, how we improved it, why we improved it. We're going to do benchmarks and. Yeah, explain you a lot about it. And then later, I think Q3? No, then it's Q4 already. So that's going to be October, November. We're coming back on that topic. Mike, you need something from me?
No, I'm seeing a couple of questions.
Oh yeah, enough.
Dargizi says, the all-in-one is a little small, right? It's kind of funny that people already consider a 240 millimeter all-in-one small. I wouldn't say it's that small. It's for an 11700K at stock, it's perfectly fine to run a 240 millimeter radiator. You still get quite a lot of cooling capacity out of this. So yeah, for this configuration, it's perfectly fine. If you of course want to overclock or go for the Core i9 version, like the 11900K, then I would definitely go for example, the 360 millimeter or the K series. But no, 240 millimeter is not that small in my opinion.
Okay.
But I'm an ITX guy. I'm running a 92 millimeter radiator in my PC, so.
If you start building, Mike, then I'm going to do some lucky draws.
I saw a question, is it rude to ask for a giveaway? It definitely is, but Eric still buys it.
Yeah. He triggered me indeed, you saw that. And the question was from Azzy.
Azzy129 on Twitch.
Azzy129. So if
so let's
he
see
won,
if Azzy won.
yeah, if he won, then let me see. Where are we? This one we got, right?
Yes. Geo we had.
Geo Neo. Wasn't that the game consoles or the arcade Geo Neo or a game console in the past? I'm too old.
Yeah, I'm turning 30 this year, not 60.
Geo Neo, some Japanese gaming console, I would say. I'm turning 30.
So if you haven't participated yet, go to msi.com/insider. We will be giving away plenty of Assassin's Creed Valhalla game codes today. If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, you can also follow the direct link to the Gleam giveaway that our bot will put in the chat once every 5 minutes.
Okay, so the first winner, Mike, let's see how old you are, the master of the universe.
Ooh.
You know that?
Yeah, that I know.
He-Man?
Yeah, that I know.
Well, this guy is not called He-Man, he's called Master of the Universe.
But Master of the Universe won a game code for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh my god. Budo?
Boudet, I think?
Boudet. Congratulations.
Budae. Congratulations. You also won an Assassin's Creed Valhalla game code.
Mr. Masterdux.
Oh, Mr. Masterdux is winning with all the loyalty bonuses, isn't he? No, he retweeted.
This not with loyal bonus today. Oh, shame on you.
Well, Mr. Masterdox is one of our regulars.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he has the loyalty bonus as well.
He probably maxed it out already.
Yeah.
It's not even showing anymore here.
Congratulations, you also won one of the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game codes.
Nazmul, congratulations with the loyalty bonus. And Aram.
Aram, I'm not sure.
Aram? It first says Air.
A-I-R-A-M. Congratulations. You also won. So please all keep an eye out on your mailbox. Eric will email them to you in the coming days. So if you're not in your mailbox, it wasn't me, it was Eric. Because I'll be gone for the weekend.
So yeah, you're going to the Grand Prix?
Yeah, I'm going to Hungary for the Formula 1.
Yeah, so probably not returning anymore.
No, last time I did that 2 years ago, I ended up in the hospital.
Yeah,
with pneumonia.
I already booked in the agenda from our team, like Mike is going to visit this old hospital again.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend.
What did you see today as pop-up?
Yeah, I saw it as a pop-up today in my agenda. Like, Hungary is a great country, but I wasn't the biggest fan of their hospitals.
You survived, don't complain.
I did survive.
Yeah.
Some antibiotics and I was back alive. But this year, I'm going to try not to end up in the hospital when visiting
and see something from the Grand Prix.
Yeah, indeed.
Ooh, somebody's angry.
Oh, who's angry?
I probably pronounced this right. No, I didn't. It probably didn't win.
J-Lo is saying 120 all-in-one is the real small one. I'm running a 92mm all-in-one.
Yeah, but that's for mini ITX.
Yeah, but still, it's an all-in-one liquid cooler. Gecko Lover 21 says, make it incredibly unbalanced. Now we'll leave that for another stream.
I'm waiting for you. Do you want me to build it?
Well, I saw people asking for a giveaway, and usually then you start a giveaway again. But
yeah,
this was too soon, right?
Yeah, this is too soon.
Here we go.
Is there any raffle?
Big box?
No. So okay, guys, if you still, if you want, you can go to msi.com/do/insider, or on YouTube and Twitch. We have a spam bot running each 5 minutes. It will give you a Gleam link. And I need to remove this.
I will unpack this case in the meanwhile.
It's bigger than you. Well, not almost. Oh, chat. Elbow bump? What's that? What's an elbow bump?
I think it's an emote or something.
Yeah, it's an emote. How is that? No, that's it.
I think it's because of the COVID, no handshaking. So you do
cool. I didn't know that there was an emoji for that.
I think they also have like the elbow cuff.
Yeah. I was like, elbow bump? What is an elbow bump?
So an empty version of the 100p airflow. And here we have the bracket. Of course, some user manual, quick installation guide stuff.
Yeah, so Tom, 3D2, normally the stuff Dragon, I think it's not for sale, but on like the physical events in the past we gave it away. But yeah, now there are no physical events anymore. Well, no, well, not in our country, not in Europe. It's coming back again, I mean, matter of time.
I think some. Formula 1 is a physical event.
Yeah, but no stuffed dragons.
Slowly coming back. This is what comes in the box. And this is the bracket if you want to mount your GPU vertically into the case. So let me show you how that works. So in the past, we already had some cases that had the option for a vertical mount. And then you had it right here. You had 2 slots, and then you could mount your GPU here. But we saw that graphics cards were getting bigger and bigger, so they were getting very close to the tempered glass side panel. So it became harder to breathe. That's why we have a bracket for this one. As you can see, it is triple slot, so you have more space for your graphics card. Also becomes easier to breathe. And what you basically do is you take out all these brackets, and then you position this bracket in that location. And let me move it a little bit. As you can see, it is way further from the side panel now. So it's closer to the motherboard, and that will give your graphics card a lot more breathing room than it did in the past. So that's why it comes with a separate bracket and not, for example, what you saw in the past, that it had two slots right here.
People already, they want to headhunt for your job. So you mean he's not coming back?
People are already discussing my replacement.
Yeah. Let's vote.
Deathstroke is asking, which is best between the MPG Core Liquid K240 and the MAG Core Liquid 280R? I think those will be very close. The 280R, of course, has slightly bigger radiator, but the K series are a little bit stronger, more efficient in terms of performance. So that will be very close. But of course, the K series also have the LCD screen and the fan in the water block. But yeah, in terms of performance, close one.
September, also a live stream about the liquid coolers from MSI.
Yes. And a new power supply.
And a new liquid cooling, right? Of multiple?
Yeah, multiple liquid coolers, new power supply, so yeah, a lot to show. So today we're not using the bracket, we're using the standard method to mount the graphics card. Also, we don't have a riser cable here now, so we unfortunately...
Take care, Red Hawk.
Oh.
He needs to go, Red Hawk.
Oh. Goodbye, Red Hawk. Yeah, let's start. So let's first take the side panels off so we have some space to build. And I'm also going to take the dust filter off, because of course we need to be able to reach the top part to mount the radiator later on.
So how long will it cost you to build this?
5 hours approximately.
No.
I think like...
I did it one time blind, in like 2 hours.
Yeah, the blindfolded one.
Yeah.
I would say like 1 to 1.5 hours probably. Depends on how many things we're doing in the meanwhile. So the back of the case, if you still want to use, for example, 2.5-inch SSDs, you can mount them here as well. We only will be using an M.2 SSD today. If you want to mount a 3.5-inch hard drive, you also have a nice bay underneath, which you can easily take out. And this is also where you will find the screws to mount everything. So I'm going to take
Note to
screws
Ja,
out.
don't lose the screws.
Not like Ja. So I'm taking the screws out. I won't be using my hard drive today, so I'll slide this back in there. And then let's first prepare our motherboard. And let's put this to the side so I can use my chair. So I'm a lazy person.
Yeah, everybody knows. Is a hard drive cage removable?
Yes.
Not the drive bay, but the cage?
No, you can remove the cage, because if you do that, you also have more clearance for your power supply. Okay. So if you want to use a very long power supply, you can do so up to 220 millimeters, I believe, from the top of my head. But then you will need to remove the hard drive cage. But yes, it's removable. So let's start off with installing the CPU.
Mr. Turtle Chang, will that vertical bracket be available for individual sales? No, I don't think so.
The bracket comes included with the case.
Yeah.
The riser cable will be available separately.
Are we going to sell a riser cable?
Yes, but that will be
I didn't see
Gen
that one
3
yet.
only.
I didn't see that one yet.
No, we do.
But we don't have a sample, right?
No.
Okay.
And I know from experience that I might not be available in every single region.
Yeah, the smaller things, it's always difficult. Yeah.
But usually you can also use different types of riser cables.
Yeah.
Also, for example, if you want to use a Gen 4 riser cable.
Can you use MSI App Player on any Windows PC? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. You can use it on an MSI Windows PC, that's for sure. And yeah, it's basically like BlueStacks, but on steroids. So together with BlueStacks, we worked on improving you can play up to, I think, 240 hertz screens. You can run multiple apps at once. You can use special MSI features. But I don't know if it runs on any PC.
In this pace, it will take 5 hours.
Okay, I shut up.
Let's switch to the close-up cam. Just installed the CPU, so using the Core i7-11700K.
So you actually did things when we were talking?
I actually did things, otherwise it will take way too long. So now let's also install the memory modules, and let's open up all 4 of them, because I have 4 today.
So maybe you can explain on MSI how you need to install 2 DIMMs?
Yeah, if you always look at the printing on the PCB, so it says right there which one you should install first, and those are the ones, if you use only 2 DIMMs, furthest from the CPU. So that will be this one.
It doesn't make sense, furthest from the CPU. I want fast, so it should be closer, right?
No, actually the ones further away, that has to do with the memory tracing, and the ones further away will give you the better memory signal.
T-topology and that kind of stuff.
These are daisy chained.
Yeah.
With T-topology you would get a similar one for everyone.
Yeah.
So then you would install them like this, but we're of course using 4, so we will also use
and then the order doesn't matter if you have 4, if all slots are filled.
No, then it's very easy. Make sure to put them in the right direction, because they have a cutout.
You know, when there is like DDR3 and DDR4, you know, the new generation, we always get people, yeah, but it fits. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. The cutout in DDR3 and DDR4 is different.
Yeah.
Also, the voltages are not the same, so you don't want to use, don't want to exchange those. Okay, then.
Mod present, my message was blocked. Well, yeah, I think I'm the mod. I need to check.
Could be maybe capital letters or some words at the
bottom. But this message was not blocked. Yeah, now maybe you use capital letters. Maybe you were yelling. We don't like yelling. That's the only thing we don't like.
So for the SSD, just take off the M.2 shield frozzer, put in the SSD, and put this back on.
I don't have internet. Boom, 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 boom.
There we go. So now we've installed the CPU, the memory, and the SSD, and then we have the mount for the liquid cooler.
Not.
There is a cutout in the motherboard tray, so you can actually do this when the motherboard is already in the case. But I always think it's easier to do it beforehand, because now it's easy to reach everything. There we go. So we have the mount, and we put it like this. Put these back on. Later on we will mount the water block on top, and then these screws will go over it to mount it to the motherboard. So the motherboard is prepared, so let's move that aside a little bit. JLo is asking, is there any thermal pad underneath the M.2 SSD cover? Yes, there is. I can quickly show you. Let me take it back off.
I think I'm not even not logged in as MSI.
That's the M.2 cover, and as you can see, there is a thermal pad underneath. On some motherboards, like for example the Godlike, it's even a dual-sided thermal pad, so that will cool the SSD on both sides.
Yeah.
Let me screw this back on quickly. There we go. Then.
Sorry, Dargizi, I'm not logged in as mod, so I can only control a bot.
For the power supply,
it will block.
We're only plugging in the cables that we actually need today. So we have our 24-pin ATX cable. And then we will need our 8-pin cable for the CPU power. Then I have 2 times 6+2 pin PCI Express for the graphics card.
It looks like you've done that before.
Done what before?
Yeah, sorting out the cables.
I did, because the other ones we won't be using, so they're still packed.
No need to have them.
No need to have them. Only plug in the ones you need.
Is MSI planning to make any DDR4 memory? No. We already talked earlier about that. Currently no plans. But you know, in the future that can always change. So never say never. How do you put the cooling paste on it?
We will show that later on, when we are going to mount the CPU block on there.
How does a riser cable look like? We don't have any pictures and we don't have any samples.
I don't have one right here, but it's basically a wide flat cable.
Do you have a list of the parts somewhere? No, but we can. Yeah, we can later post it in the
yes,
like
you do.
In the YouTube video.
The top one in your scene.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I put it on the screen. It's animated.
Yep. So I always plug in the modular power cables beforehand. It's a lot easier when the power supply is outside of the case. You can reach everything easily. Then we have the SATA power. We're not using any SATA devices, but we're using this to power the RGB lighting in the case. So there is the addressable RGB hub inside the case, and that one uses SATA power.
So Jesse S is asking, are you guys aware of CableMod? Yes, I know them. I know them, I mean I know the website, the service. I was looking to replace the custom cables on my A750GF PSU, but I can't find the ones to replace. That is something we would need to look into. Because I think indeed we need to contact them and sort it out, like for this power supply you need these cables. And the current power supplies we have in the market all use the same type of cables. But yeah, this can differ per manufacturer, that's right. Gil, you heard the story?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is something for you tomorrow, next week, okay, next week.
Next week, first Formula 1.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, it's still up to them what they produce and for which power supplies, of course.
Any possible clues when DDR5 RAM will be available for consumers? DDR5, I believe it will go quite soon in mass production, and then you theoretically can buy it, but of course you need to wait until the DDR5 platforms will launch, and yeah, I'm under NDA, so I cannot tell too much about it, because sometimes I mix up what is public and what is internal, so I'm not going to mention the platform name or when this is going to launch, because I really don't know what's already announced. However, expect DDR5 in the beginning to be quite expensive. I can tell you that already. And
it's always, with newer memory generations, it's always relatively expensive.
Yeah, and not only that, also it's quite slow based on timings. I did not see any timings yet, but...
so not in terms of frequency. With frequency it will be fast, but the latency will be high.
Yeah, so the overall performance will be... Normally, when you see like in the past DDR2, DDR3, DDR3, DDR4, you saw that the performance with higher clock speeds and lower latency, with higher clock speeds and also higher latency, you saw the performance was about on par.
It cancels each other out basically.
Yeah, indeed. But of course for a much higher price. And well, we have to see how that works with DDR5, what performance is. And it always takes, you know, several, I don't want to say generations of memory, but you know, it takes time before the memory vendors have improved their DDR5 process. They can go higher frequencies with lower timings. I'm not really a memory expert, but Michiel, am I right if I say that the memory timings will never be comparable with like the previous generation?
No, they will be higher. They will stay higher as well. For example, in the DDR2 era, we had, for example, CL3 memory. Right now, CL16 is quite common.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will definitely be higher, but in the beginning they're usually much higher, and they will lower down, and the frequencies will go up a little bit over the years. But usually, the higher the frequency, the higher the latencies are as well.
Yeah. When the DDR5 motherboards will be available or will be coming, and we are allowed to talk about it, of course, we will have a live stream planned.
Definitely.
Has he grounded himself? He will be grounded in the hospital. No, we don't do this grounded stuff. Do we, Michiel? Should we?
No.
No. You know, I mean, if you really work a lot with like electronic components, then maybe that's something. But all the PCs I assembled in the past, and you know,
make sure not to do it on your carpet or any other.
What do we have here,
Yeah.
Michiel?
No, but I mean like putting your PC on there, putting your
That's
motherboard
it.
directly on there.
Yeah.
Like, don't go for an extremely static environment.
And the mat you see on the desk, it's like a big mouse mat, so it's more like, I don't want to say rubber, what is it?
Yeah, it has a rubber base.
Yeah, okay, so, you know, that already helps. But yeah, don't look for trouble, but you don't have to be over cautious, I mean.
No, and all the components are also tested for ESD,
Yeah.
electrostatic discharge. Actually,
Maybe.
if you go back to our live stream from our headquarters, I think
yeah,
it's the end of
December
2019. Yeah,
We still know.
yeah, because it was a little bit before Corona happened. But there you can actually see how our components are tested for ESD protection. So we actually have like a gun, and we can basically spark the component and see if it still works. So yeah. Oh, Dark Easy says, Mike, you have to drink something. Okay. Back in business. So I put in a motherboard.
So this means if you now make a short circuit, you don't burn, but you just evaporate?
I think so.
Oh, a lot of questions. Why does MSI sometimes make different GPU custom designs for AMD and NVIDIA? Like the RX 5000 series had a red gaming X custom design with only a small RGB. Well, okay, yeah, so the question is, why do the custom designs, the GPUs we make, in the different, for the different GPUs, and especially AMD and NVIDIA, differ in design? Well, first of all, each GPU is totally different. So they have their own design guidelines from NVIDIA and from AMD. Meaning they come with a basic reference design, so how a reference PCB will look like just to get it working. And then of course we're going to optimize that. And optimize, you can go two ways. You can do cost down, because sometimes NVIDIA and AMD, they have too advanced PCB for the how do you say that, for the most extreme and crazy conditions. And if we do cost down, we can remove some phases and it will still run well. And we can, most times we optimize it, meaning also cost up, more layers, more phases, and that's then you go into the direction of overclocking or other features. So each have their own TDP requirements, which also means the cooling has its own TDP. So it's not that we design one Gaming X Trio or Twin Frozer 8 or something we're already at. One fan, and we can fit it on other GPUs, because then the cost will be too high and it will be overkill. So that's basically already why you need to different design. And then of course we have the different series and the different look and feel. Maybe you're referring to that. And yeah, that's a little bit part of the history. That's a little bit part of the marketing. We each time discuss this internally for new generations. We keep having this discussion each year. Should we, for example, have one design for AMD and Intel? AMD and NVIDIA, you know? Should we have one design for the GPU? And most times we're like, no, okay, we want to do something special over there, and we want to do something different over there. So, yeah, and in the end, I think it's also good that there are different designs, because in the end, otherwise it would be, okay, MSI has a gaming card for everything. It's too much. So
it sometimes also has to do with the era. Like they don't always launch in the same time frame.
Yeah.
And of course we're developing our cooling solutions as well. Yeah. And sometimes a certain launch is behind a certain point where we upgraded our cooling design as well. So then the newer generation will of course get an upgraded cooler design.
Yeah. Well, it's also, if we have already 9 months a certain cooler design on the market, then our salespeople, they get anxious. Can we have something new? Can we have something fresh? Also from marketing point of view, you know, the editors, they also want to have something to talk about, not like, yeah, this is the new gaming design from MSI, it's the same like, you know, of course, between generations or between GPUs we do small improvements from what we learned or optimize for the TDP. But yeah, basically this is the story why it's different between AMD and NVIDIA. And yeah, I mean, probably we will, I mean, I don't know when the new generation will launch, but probably we'll have a discussion over time in the coming months, maybe for next year, if they have something new planned. Well, a lot of times we have this discussion even if we don't know anything for a launch, because we want to get ahead of schedule. But yeah, let us also know what you think. I mean, should they look the same? And I can understand that somebody, you know, they like Supreme, and Supreme you have on NVIDIA and you don't have an AMD. I understand that. But for example, Lightning we had on AMD and we had on NVIDIA.
I'm already connecting some motherboards in the meanwhile. Also,
let me scroll back a little bit.
No, the last one I think it was.
Oh yeah.
I saw a comment that YouTube is quite far behind on Twitch. That's correct. Twitch is definitely doesn't have as much delay as YouTube has. So if you're watching both streams, you will first see it in Twitch and then see the same in YouTube.
So Mr. Masterdocs on YouTube saying never be an early adapter, leave it with the people with too much money. Yeah, that can be a strategy if you don't have a lot of money. I mean, I'm not saying don't buy the first generation of something, but indeed the second generation always learned from the first generation, no matter what. I mean, no matter how good all the engineers are, how much they thought about how it should be, in reality, you always, I don't want to say problems, but you always see chances to improve your design. And that is from standards like DDR5, that is from implementations like the actual memory, that's from, I would say, communication or co-working together on the motherboards. It's a learning process, and then we get that feedback from the market. So,
but sometimes you're very lucky when you bought it early, for example with graphics cards, and then mining happens and prices go up.
Yeah, we normally when it's not only mining, Mike.
It's just an example of when
COVID happened
can be several causes.
Yeah, and the Bitcoin price increased. So well, I forgot what I was saying, Mike.
About early adopters.
Oh yeah, about early adopters. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so normally with GPUs, I say, yeah, just wait. You know, don't pay the top price. Just wait until there is enough supply. Well, I'm sure I said it this year as well to you guys or to the viewers, and I was wrong because shit happened and the price increased a lot. Shit happened meaning COVID. We can't call that shit, right? Shortage. Supply chain issues, and then the high BTC price, meaning a lot of people, and Ethereum, meaning a lot of people went mining altcoins.
I'm connecting all the motherboard cables, and then I will do the liquid cooler.
What do you think about H410 Pro E? H410M Pro E, is it decent enough for gaming? It all depends on the components you put on there. I mean, if you're going to, I mean, it's, yes, you can run a high-end CPU on that, but it's not logical at all, and you don't have a lot of headroom for the boot speeds, but it will work. I mean, check always the QVL list, the qualified vendor list we have on our website, so you can see what component is tested and validated. You can find these lists on our website in the support section. But in the end, gaming comes from your CPU and your GPU. And of course, we have a lot of mainboards with a lot of features to make you, I don't want to say better in gaming, but to help you to improve the gaming experience, like RGB, Mike.
Yeah,
tell them about
like
RGB.
Plus 50 FPS. At least.
Plus 50 FPS, yeah. Anyway, so you know, a lot of things to make things more easy and better, and but in the end, you can also game on that. And what is decent gaming? I mean, we taught you guys a lot of times. It depends what kind of resolution are you running. Do you want high FPS? What kind of games
you're playing? Do you want to play Fortnite or do you want to play AAA?
We can have a live stream about that.
Yeah. So let's have a quick look at where we're currently at.
The Twitch stream is had quite a lot on YouTube. So
yeah, that's what I already answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, but it seems quite a lot. I mean, So there we're still doing the lucky draw.
Someone has been Googling my name and found my LinkedIn. How was it to work for EasyWay? It was okay, but I like MSI better. That's why I work here now.
He needs to say that because soon he has evaluation meeting.
Or will I? Will I have to get out of that hospital?
Only nice and friendly, and we're like, what's? Yeah, in my agenda, I see evaluation meeting. Okay.
So let's take a look at the inside of the case. So most cables are now connected to the motherboard. I, on purpose, did this before installing the radiator because I'm using the one at the top, and it will be quite difficult to reach the 8-pin power supply if I would first install the radiator. So most cables are now connected to the motherboard. Now we're going to install the radiator in the top and mount the block to the CPU.
Pricing. We didn't talk about pricing, Mike.
Did you forget the pricing? I can save that to the end, right?
We can already talk about it while you are doing that stuff. Let me see. Is that correct? Yes. So this is the pricing for the case. And again, this is indication price, like we always say. USD, it's 119, 129, and Euro, it's the same. Hey, that's easy. But in Euro, it's including VAT, and USA, each state has its own VAT, so you will need to add that. But if you're from the US, you probably know how that works.
Yeah, this Euro price is with 20% VAT. Of course, this also differs per country.
Yeah.
I would say this is approximately the average in Europe.
Yeah, I think Nordics, they have like 27%, right?
I think Sweden is 25. I'm not sure about the other ones. But it differs per region.
Highest VAT in Europe. I'm just going to Google it. 27. Ooh, hey, guess where you're going?
Hungary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, indeed, 25. Denmark and Sweden.
Yeah, right.
And Luxembourg and Malta
but these are
have
EU
like
countries,
17, 18.
and Norway is not European Union.
No.
So that one is not included here. I don't know what the VAT is in Norway, actually. I'm not
So
sure.
you're giving a lot of money to the government over there. Don't buy anything. They don't pay VAT. I'm going to do a giveaway.
That's always a good idea. I'm searching for the fan connector.
Hey, do that blind. Okay, the next winners are Meme747, congrats. HSN player, congrats. Xbox, I would say, Xbox. Yeah, congrats, Xbox. Blaold, congrats, and Miho, congratulations. Hey, we're on a roll here. So, let me put on the chat. Yeah, so let's go here. So if you want to join our giveaway for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we still have some codes left. Actually, a lot of codes, and we need to get rid of them. So just please go to msi.com/2/insider. Or on YouTube and Twitch, we have a chatbot running which spams the link each 5 minutes. You can still participate. Again, no guarantee if the codes works because yeah, we tried them today, it worked, and hopefully we can send them tomorrow to you. So claim them ASAP. I see YouTube reacting like congrats. Is that from this giveaway or the one half an hour ago?
Okay. I found the fan connector.
Okay.
So all
always
fans
handy.
should be connected. Now let's grab the liquid cooler.
The top mount?
Yeah, I'm going to do top mount. So let me route the cables in the correct way.
Z590i Unify, how good is that one?
Oh, that's a sweet ass motherboard.
I think we have one here, or do we?
It's on my desk.
Oh, it's on, of course it's on your desk.
Of course, it's mini ITX.
Yeah.
Has to be on my desk.
YouTube is bad. Let me check YouTube. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, YouTube always has quite a bit of delay compared to Twitch. Twitch has got like the low latency mode that helps quite a lot. So it can be quite a big difference indeed.
I'm still making jokes on YouTube.
Okay, all the cables to the right side.
Oh yeah, it's more than a half a minute.
More than half a minute of
Yeah.
difference? Ooh, that's a big difference indeed.
So Z590, Mike, Inferno was asking about it. How good is that one?
I really like the Unify, the Mini ITX version. Even though it's Mini ITX, it still has dual Thunderbolt 4, which is quite unique. And it also has DisplayPort pass-through. So it has the feature set of an extremely high-end motherboard, but in an ITX form factor. Also has very strong VRM design.
He is our Mini ITX lover.
Yep. My favorite form factor.
Right Prod is asking about what if I use a i3 10 Gen 105F and a GTX 1070 hybrid with the H410 Pro E. Yeah, I think that should not be a problem. I mean, make sure your power supply is...
yeah, with an i3 it should be okay.
Yeah, i3 is no problem at all. It can be air cooled, no need to have liquid cooling. Actually, yeah, hybrid, GTX 1070 hybrid F, so I think you're talking about a water cooled one which can also do air cooled.
There we go. So the radiator is now mounted on top. Maybe we can show it up close. Eric?
Yeah, sorry, I was checking chat, yes, deleted view.
So that one is mounted, and then we will put back on the dust filter. Where did I put that one?
What is the best way to learn how to build a PC? Yeah, that's a good question.
Watch these live streams.
Yeah, watch these live streams, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not sure if it was Brisk Clown asking this in YouTube. You know, in the past, you either had boring OEM PCs, like full PCs, or you needed to build it yourself. You know, most people from that time, they got their own component and started playing around. There was no internet, so it was do it yourself and trial and error. Nowadays, for sure on YouTube, there are a lot of tutorials how to build your own PC. Also a lot of opinions and sometimes wrong opinions, you know, how to do things. I'm not claiming that we are 100% correct. We're just having fun here. Yeah, how to build your PC. What you can do, for example, if you're afraid, you can ask somebody else, you know, select the components and ask somebody else from your friends or family to help you building the PC. I mean, then you still have the benefit of choosing all the custom components, and you are sure that it's assembled in the right way. I mean, especially putting in the CPU can be scary, especially because there's so much money involved, depending on the config. GPUs as well, they're quite heavy, and you need to connect all the power in the correct way. What you also can do is go for a full system, for a gaming PC, for example.
Or for example, a gaming bundle with some stuff already, like
Yeah.
in a gaming Maverick, the CPU is already installed and the
Yeah,
CPU
so
cooler.
I mean, one hand you have indeed do everything yourself, select the components, put everything together. Maverick, Maverick, we talked about 2 or 3 weeks ago, which is like a pre-assembled. How did we call it?
It's a gaming bundle.
It's like
a bundle kit.
A pre-assembled gaming kit. So basically, you have a case, a mainboard, a CPU, a water cooling already pre-assembled, memory, already pre-assembled. So what you need to do, put in is the power supply, which was quite easy because there are some extension cables. You need to put in the SSDs, well, M.2 SSDs. I always have a challenge with the small screws, but basically it's easy. Just, you know, slide it in.
You don't need any cables.
Yeah, and put in the GPU. But you can also go full desktop or full gaming PC, and then like in 2 years later, slowly start to upgrade it. You know, when you need more storage, add a hard disk, if that's still a thing in 3 years, add SSDs.
Is it still a thing right now?
Yeah, not for most people. I mean, SSDs are quite affordable nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how to get started. And I, you know, watch a lot of YouTube movies, and don't go for all the high-end stuff because it's, I mean, yeah, can be scary, you know, to build with high-end stuff. And just take your time. I mean, no need to rush. I did one blindfolded, which was quite a challenge.
That was
Mike now is, you know, he did this many times before. And even he gets a PC working without case or with 2 power supplies, you know, or with, you know, you name it. He did this many times, so he
just
knows
practice.
what to do.
Or maybe practice with older components if you're scared in the beginning with your
I mean,
very
just
new
take
PC.
your current PC at home. I should not say this apart. No, but it starts all with opening it up. I mean, open up a case. If you already have a PC, don't do this with your notebook, by the way. But most cases can be opened up. Check what's inside, and maybe remove the GPU. Right, maybe make some pictures with your mobile, with your smartphone. Remove the GPU.
Talking about smartphone, can you connect to mine?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's already connected. Yeah.
So we install a lot of cables. We have the 8-pin power connector there. You can go for a second one, for example, if you're going for an i9 and want to overclock it and want to do load balancing. You don't have to. So you can use a single 8-pin power connector and you can use the second one if you want to. Then we have our fan header for the CPU that will be connected to these two. Then we have our pump header. The pump is also inside the radiator. We have more case fans connected right there, right here, and right here. So you see four in total, so that's the 3 in the front right here and the 1 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have our power button, reset button, the power LED, HDD LED, etc. Right here we have the regular USB Type A connectors, 2 of them. There we have the USB Type C connector, of course 24-pin power. Then we have the addressable RGB one, so the J-Rainbow, and we're only using a single one of that because this is connecting the hub to the motherboard. So this is the hub on the back of the motherboard tray, and we will connect all RGB devices to that hub. So we only need a single J-Rainbow cable on here. And there we have the HD audio for the front audio. So that's it. So now let's install the water block on the CPU. So I need to put this down because I need my hands.
He's actually saying Eric switch camera.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So first I will put on some thermal paste.
Yeah, some good comments about building the PC. One moment, let me scroll back in the chat. This website or this program, I think it's available from Steam. PC Building Simulator. To be honest, I never tried it. I saw it like 2 years ago or something. But yeah, I saw they expand a lot with the different vendors as well. But yeah, try that. I mean, it's not like the real thing, like feeling the weight and knowing, oh, this costs like $100 or $500, whatever you're going to buy. There is no sweat involved, but at least you know the way, the workflow, how to do things. How many case fans are there standard in this case, Mike?
By default, 4.
Yeah,
3 in the front, 1 in the back.
Yeah. 4 RGB, right? Oh, sorry.
No. This one is the airflow version.
1 RGB in the back and 3 non-RGB in the front.
Okay.
What is the lower GPU power connector on the board? Yeah, good story.
The lower GPU.
Yeah, he probably talking about the Molex connector. Not?
On the board?
Yeah.
The Molex?
At the bottom? Or the
No, it's a 6-pin PCI Express connector.
Oh, yeah, same.
If you're going to use a lot of device in your PCI Express slot, then you can provide extra power to your board.
Yeah, so am I wrong in saying, like, is this really working or is it bullshit?
If you're only using, for example,
I mean, for overclocking, I understand.
Yeah, like if you're just running a basic setup with a single graphics card, you don't need to connect it. I didn't, for example. You don't have to.
No. So maybe what I'm going to ask our engineers, like, okay, why do we have this? Why do we still have this maybe? Or why do we have this again? I understand it's for overclocking, but it's also on some boards that I say, this is maybe not the target for overclockers.
No, that's also if you're using like all PCI Express slots on your board.
Yeah.
And all those cards can draw up to 75 watts through the motherboard.
Yes.
Then you can run into limits, but like it's quite a rare situation that you exceed.
So yeah, maybe I check with our engineers, like, what did you have in mind, and because we see this on more recent mainboards, so there must be a reason that there are maybe scenarios with, for example, SSDs, like how do you say that? PCI Express SSDs, like add-ins that draw too much power or something. There must be a reason. Molex should be banned forever. Yeah, Molex, for me, it's like USB. You always need to try 2 times. And it's not like you need to turn it around. But most of those pins are like all sides. So it's difficult to align them. Can you ban this guy at MSI Gaming? Look at yourself. Well, I think...
There might be someone spamming, but I think it's already filtering in our chat, so we might not be able to see.
Oh, he's saying this is a bullshit build again. If he wants to waste his time here today, it doesn't matter. I mean, let him make a fool out of himself. I'm not bothered by it. He probably has his own YouTube channel where he's doing better. Good luck. Wish you the best.
So we got the CPU block installed. So let me show you again. There we go. So as you can see, it's not in the right direction. Problem solved. And then we will...
I would have turned your phone.
Solved. And then we will connect the addressable RGB cable on the back as well, so we also get the LED light on the water block working.
No, it's too early. Inferno wants to win something. It's too early.
Gypsy Chris 1 is asking, what are your thoughts on the MSI Z590-A Pro motherboard? It all depends on what you're going to do with it. If you want to go do extreme overclocking with an 11900K, the Core i9, then I would go for a higher end motherboard. If you're going for example, a Core i5, Core i7, even do a little bit of overclocking with it, then the Z590-A Pro is perfectly fine motherboard. Also depends on what kind of connections do you need on your motherboard. If you need, like for example, Thunderbolt and stuff like that, you will also need a higher end motherboard. Those kind of features you will not find on our Pro series. So it all depends on what you need. And yeah, if you need a lot of features, of course, your motherboard will be more expensive. If you only need the basics, Z590-A Pro is, in my opinion, a really nice motherboard.
Can I ask, I have the same J.RGB, so what we call J Rainbow, male connector. Recently I installed the Cooler Master ML.
No, J.RGB is the non-addressable one. J Rainbow is the addressable one.
Yeah. Yeah, can you check the question as well? Cooler Master ML360 Illusion. Strangely, the RGB female connector is a 4 pins wide, just with 3 pin inserts. And label connection set is compatible with MSI and ASRock. Is there maybe there is a converter cable in the box? You have that sometimes, right? Remember?
The RGB wait, female connection is for. Yeah, it could also be that because it's the B450M Mortar Max. I don't think that one has J Rainbow, so no addressable RGB, and it might be, I don't know that specific liquid cooler, but maybe it requires the addressable one. So you need to have the J-Rainbow header on your motherboard in order to, don't mix them up by the way, because one works on 5 volts and the other on 12 volts. I'm almost certain that that motherboard doesn't have J-Rainbow.
Yeah, I'm already checking.
So yeah, those, like the addressable and non-addressable, you cannot mix those up. Let me see, this is connected. Let me connect all the RGB cables.
2 times.
2 times JRGB, right?
This one.
Yeah, 12 volts. The other one is 5 volts. This is JRGB.
And I don't see another one. Yeah, so it doesn't have the right connector on the motherboard to connect your.
Yeah, if it's an addressable one, then no, it doesn't.
Are there any converter cables?
No, you cannot, because one is 5 volts, the other one is 12 volts. And don't mix them up.
I remember in the past there were some converter cables, but then probably not for this.
No, that's for example if you have proprietary connectors, but if they use
like in the past, you know, everybody was running their own scheme.
Yeah.
And now there are more standards.
Yeah, indeed. There we go. And now, last but not least, let's put in the graphics card.
JRGB is just RGB but Japanese.
Japanese RGB.
Yeah.
Then we also have a Japanese rainbow. It's also J Rainbow.
Hey, Gigaram, I think you're a little bit late. I already finished it. He saw me drinking water. I'm on a limit, so.
Yeah, Gigaram and Jacques are correct. The 3 pins indeed 5 volts, the addressable RGB, and the regular RGB, the 4 pin, is 12 volts. So now let's put in the graphics card. So Eric, I'm almost done. How much time did I take? When did you ask me?
1.5 hours.
I think you asked me 1 hour ago, right?
One guy is chatting with himself.
I hope it's a good conversation. There we go. And let's connect the power on the graphics card. Always helpful.
Can you show
on
with the
this
mobile
card
cam the internals later?
Sorry?
With the mobile cam.
Yeah, I will definitely show it. And now connecting the 2 PCI Express connectors to the graphics card.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that you can't look at it. In the past, we had a webcam on top of it, so we called our top cam.
But someone stole that webcam.
Yeah, it's over here. Because of COVID, we're not allowed to sit next to each other. Actually, still not, right? I mean...
No, we still cannot.
No. We're both vaccinated.
Can you switch to the close-up cam?
Detailed view, yes.
Can you see everything?
Yeah.
Let me tilt it a little bit. There is the 240mm radiator. As you can see, everything's in there now. I think cable management on the front looks quite okay. Don't take a look at the back of the case.
That adds another hour.
That adds another hour. Like proper cable management really takes time, but you can make it very pretty if you have the time.
Yeah, indeed.
You can, for example, use tie wraps to tighten things up a bit. And especially with all the RGB cables, it can get quite messy, quite soon.
Yeah, Michiel, you need to grow a third time for the mobile cam. Yeah, we discussed this. Actually, we bought some stand for our current webcam, but it's shaky.
It's a bit of it's like a flimsy stand.
Yeah, but yeah, we maybe need
used.
something indeed. It's difficult. Because we don't want in this view that we have all the, actually you see the webcam here. Yeah, because otherwise we need one in the back as well and maybe on top.
We forgot something, by the way.
What?
We've got some peeling to do.
Oh, I thought the I/O panel, the I/O shield.
It's an integrated I/O shield on this motherboard, so we cannot forget that.
I would laugh my ass off if you...
Ooh. Peeling off some foil. There we go. And let's...
A GoPro on your head, that's a good one.
Like a head-mounted cam.
Yeah.
That might work. Okay, I need 2 hands for this. There we go. And now let's hope it works. The moment of truth. Will it work or will it explode?
Yeah.
I think I connected everything.
Final moments.
I see lights.
That doesn't say anything.
That's true.
I mean, maybe the flames.
Could be.
Oh, looks nice.
Let's open this up.
You already connected
I already connected everything.
capture? Whoa, nice. Let me see, capture, PC capture.
You should already be able to see.
Okay, cool. It works.
It
Woo!
works. No, I don't want to update right now. Here you can see all the settings. So XMP is enabled. I have the... Hey, this is wrong. It says 6700 XT Gaming X Trio. That is not correct. It's a Gaming X. It's not a Gaming X Trio. It has 2 fans. So we have 32 gigabytes in total, 1800 megahertz. So XMP is enabled in the BIOS. Make sure to do that because it will make your RAM a lot faster. By default, this will run 2133 megahertz. Now it runs at 3600 megahertz. That makes a big difference in performance in certain situations. So make sure to enable XMP. So yeah, we're running the 11700K. Let's see if the temperatures are okay. Yeah, so temperatures are very low, around yeah, like 25 to 30 degrees right now.
So you have the front fans and you have the top mount air water cooling, right? Liquid cooling.
Let me turn this around, or let me walk around this with my camera so I can show you the internals a little bit better.
Shaky.
And right here we have the 3 fans, the black ones.
Yeah, you need
There we
to
have
take a
the
little bit
crossbar
distance because of the green screen. Yeah, I think this is way better. Well, not way. It's, yeah, anyway.
And with the LED button here on top, you can cycle through different modes. Or if I long press it, then it will flash and it will sync up with the motherboard.
Droid, yeah.
Okay.
Wrong GPU readout. Yeah, probably the label is wrong in the where am I?
Yeah, it could be
PC
it could be that this is actually an early sample of the graphics card, and that it has the wrong ID in there, that it uses the BIOS from a different one.
We always get engineering samples of
Yeah.
stuff. So yes, possibility. Can be that the software is wrong.
Yeah. But I can assure you that it's not a Gaming X Trio. As you can see, it has only 2 fans for a GPU. So let's move this a little bit. There we go. And let's get gaming, I think.
Like that?
We'll fire up Afterburner as well. So you can see temperatures, frame rates, MSI Afterburner. And now let's play some Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
The Drop and Die Nox is asking XMP Profile 1 or 2?
Not every memory module actually has 2 XMP profiles. Some have 1, some have 2. Depends on the memory module. Check what kind of settings they are. Check what kind of speed you want. Some have, for example, a faster and a slower profile. Some have one with looser latencies and tighter latencies. So yeah, it all depends.
Are the front fans spinning?
Yes, they are.
We don't believe you.
You could just see it in the close-up when
stick your finger in it.
No, not gonna do it.
We don't believe. No, finger.
No, not gonna stick my finger in it.
It's unclear from here.
then
prove it.
Come here with your finger. Then.
No. I just did my nails.
There we go. So I've never played this game before.
It's going to be fun.
I hope you guys will guide me through it, because I don't have Assassin's Creed experience.
Are you still a gamer? I mean, I remember a few live streams ago we were asking the people, how can you, what was it? Like not jump, but a different name. What's with you, right?
Which game?
Godfall.
No, that was not with me. I haven't played Godfall.
Okay. Then I'm wrong. Dodge, maybe, no. Yeah, so this is the
25 FPS.
Yeah, this is the menu, and then you in the chat we already saw some people talking about the game which didn't have a FPS cap.
Yeah, it was the Amazon game, right? New World, I believe.
Something like that, yeah. And then it runs really high FPS. So in certain games you can limit the FPS not only in the game, but also in the menu.
There is a save game on here. Shall we continue with the save game, or shall I start a new one?
Sure, I mean...
Otherwise I will probably get first a lot of explanations.
No. Yeah, do this one.
I will continue.
New game. Then you have like 5 hours story.
Where am I? Oh.
In Valhalla.
Okay.
Yeah, just take a horse and go kill some people. You have a map? Probably M?
Yeah.
So where are you? That one, that's
here,
you. Yeah. So can you fast travel? Yeah, you can. You see the eagles?
These?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not synchronized. Oh, damn.
How do I synchronize?
Go to the harbor. Take your horse. Well, anyway, you just drive with your horse.
Drive with.
How do you say that? What is a horse
Ride
doing?
a horse.
Right. Okay. Drive a horse. Yeah,
Drive a
it's
horse.
right. There's no steering wheel.
This should be the harbor, I think.
Yeah. Then you need to take a boat and then go somewhere.
With my horse in the boat?
No, your horse. That's funny. I mean, it fits in your pocket, and it will jump out when you need it again.
The horse?
It's like a magic horse.
Okay. How do I get?
Echo, I guess, or Fox.
No. Oh, what's this? It says jump.
It doesn't look like you already have a boat.
Hello, horse. How do I put the horse in my pocket?
It automatically appears when you need it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is a boat you can steal. Oh, you can? Yeah, you walk to the back? No, that's the front.
Is it? It's symmetrical.
More? Yeah.
Ah. Hey, horse, get in.
Put some marker on the map.
There? Oh, now I can do fast
Oh,
travel.
you can, yeah, just easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
I thought only the eagles were like to sink. No, I didn't play New World.
Dark Geezy says fly the horse.
Well, now, how do you call the
Hey,
horse?
this is Stavanger. I've been to Stavanger. It's in Norway.
So it's probably based on reality.
Oh.
Except for the dragons and demons. Oh, I think Z is your horse.
He starts running, but
Can you call your horse?
I don't know.
I think it's
Hey, horse.
Z.
No, then it starts walking automatically. I don't do a thing.
Okay, then check in the settings.
By the way, talking about settings, let's quickly take a look at graphical settings.
Wait, this game of dragons? No, I'm just joking.
So let's go for ultra high. I'm not going to do motion blur. I cannot handle that stuff. Apply. Yes, I'm currently running the MAG251RX, so that's the 240 Hz screen. And as you can see, there's also the capture card attached. So it's 1080p to 240 Hz. So we're around 80 to 90 FPS. Yeah, a little bit over, around 90 FPS. So it's the 6700 XT. Okay, so what should I do here?
Get your horse. You didn't check what set.
That was why I went to the option.
Yeah, you see graphic settings. You're like triggered.
Yeah, I was. Got distracted. Where's the horse bot?
I don't know. Maybe game
customize controls.
Call horse or something. Summon horse. Camera. So probably there's a sub menu for horse.
Sure.
There. Call Raven is one. No, that's a Odin's side. No. How do you call a horse? Nobody knows in chat?
Chat, do you know that?
Please help us.
I want my horse back. It's still in my pocket and it's getting heavy.
I think it's one of the like...
Can I just steal a horse like GTA style?
Oh yeah, maybe it's not your horse yet. I mean, you need to have your own horse. Otherwise you need to steal one.
Okay.
But later your horse is like a dog. It follows you everywhere.
Where can I find a horse here?
Map.
That looks like a stable.
X.
No, there's a horse.
X is call mount.
Oh.
X. And then it does...
Oh.
You see?
Hey, there's my horse.
Yeah.
It came out of my pocket. Thanks, Chad. Okay.
Now, put a marker on the map where you didn't go yet, outside the... yeah, okay. Zoom in a bit. Go to the to some city or something. Yeah, just click something.
There?
Yeah, it's good. They at least have some direction. Probably that's in the mountains.
300 meters.
And I think Z maybe is auto route or something. It's like
Yeah,
navigation
you can drive like
on your
hands-free.
horse.
When you get like a phone call during the game, you can just do this.
Yeah.
This is quite easy. You just auto ride the horse. Or drive the horse.
Yeah,
right,
but it seems he doesn't have Google Maps.
Go home, horse, you're drunk.
Oh, people saw it from the settings. The call mount X.
My horse is stuck.
What did you do?
I'm not doing anything. Okay.
That's maybe the problem. Yeah,
Jump, horse.
okay.
Oh, where's my marker? Oh, that was my marker.
Yeah, so probably some enemy here. Kill, kill, kill.
Where?
Yeah, well, there.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
How do I attack him?
Maybe get off, yeah. Nice.
I want my arrow back. Where's the other guy?
So you already know how this works.
Yeah, this is just like in almost any game.
So you will not die.
I did.
Oh,
You jinxed it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm still alive. Seems like.
Just use your
Oh,
sword.
I'm out of arrows.
Sword.
Oh wait, I have
Yeah. Axe.
Get here. Just spamming the mouse. Seems to work.
This is quite a funny game. They have a lot of small jokes included. But there are a lot of quests. I don't know for how long I played
Ow.
it, but like I
That
think
hurts.
7 hours maybe.
I don't have. Where do I get new arrows?
You need to craft them, or you need to probably buy them in a store, a shop. For crafting you need wood and probably something else. I don't like arrows.
Get
I
down,
always
mister.
oh, that's the
Oh,
boss.
that's an opponent as well.
Or probably the stronger one. Twitch quality of the video is so much worse due to compression.
Yeah, Twitch has a maximum bitrate. They're capping.
What are we doing for bitrate today?
I
7.5?
The bitrate is 6,000. Am I
Oh,
still
I
alive?
cannot
Am I
change
dead?
it, so I cannot
I died.
see. No, 6. We're it
Yeah,
looks,
6,000.
yeah, 6.
bitrate, yeah,
Quite
that-
low. I thought we were doing 7.5.
I think Twitch doesn't go higher.
No, there are limits indeed.
Yeah, I think certain exceptions, like I think the Twitch partner program, I think they can go 8,000 or something. So yeah, Twitch definitely has a little bit more compression than... Are they already shooting me from that? It has more compression than YouTube for sure.
Headshot.
Oh, there's a horse as well. That's my only arrow.
Get it. Hey, I'm going to do some giveaway.
It's a good idea.
Maybe I'm behind of schedule.
Can I attack him from my horse? Oh, that
Yeah.
works. Oh, that hurt.
Okay, the next winners. So Miho we already had. The next winner is winner chicken dinner. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Olivier. Congratulations. Next one is Maria. Congratulations. Anton K. Congratulations. And Hannah. Congratulations, everybody.
You all want a code for
Yeah,
Assassin's
in
Creed
the coming
Valhalla.
days, maybe what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask Peter of Jar to send out the codes. Who should we pick?
Flip a coin.
Yeah, maybe Chat should decide. Chat, let
Chat,
us know.
do you want the code from Peter or do you want the code from Ja?
Yeah, indeed. Who needs to do the work? Because Michiel is off to his Grand Prix and I'm on holiday for one day. Well, that's not really holiday.
How do I heal? I'm almost dead. H? Oh, it's actually H. I see one vote for Peter.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to give them a little bit of time. So, who do you want to send the code?
You're counting the votes, Eric?
The most quickly. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a difficult one. Because they're both busy tomorrow. Because we're not here. Later with bonus points you can also get some certain moves like that from above and
There was also the Raven thing, right?
yeah, that's I forgot the key already. But that's
Some more enemies here?
the Raven is more for like Riken.
Oh, that hurts.
Do that before you attack. You cannot beat that guy?
And there's 2 of them. I think I should be able to beat him.
First take out the guy with the arrows.
That's the other one.
Yeah, the other one indeed. Because he's damaging you and he's probably more easy to beat.
Where is he? Oh, there. Oh, that one hurts.
I'm going to check the stream because people are complaining about the quality today. That's since you opened up the stream, see, Mike?
I think they're talking about your face. Low quality stream.
No, he says low bitrate, not low quality stream. And YouTube.
I'm out of heals and I'm almost dead. That's an issue.
Let me see the quality settings, advanced stats. Yeah, 1080p, 60 FPS. Some skipped frames. Oh yeah, it looks like shit.
Looks bad?
Yeah.
So only Twitch.
I'm lucky I'm here today. I don't have to watch.
I don't have arrows.
Twitch is not that great.
I'm just gonna attack him. I'm almost dead.
Oh damn.
So that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm down.
Whoa, the quality is really bad. I'm missing some hair here. So bad is it.
You lost hair because of the low bitrate.
It's the compression, guys. Normally this is here.
This is ray tracing off.
Yeah.
Jacques needs to go. See you, Jacques. Thanks for joining today. Repo Man says I don't have enough RGB. No, I should have gone for the other case because that one has addressable RGB in the front as well. By the way, what's the temperatures are a little, yeah, around 50 degrees Celsius. Shall we switch the front panel?
Yeah.
51, 52. So I'm now grabbing the tempered glass front panel from the VELOX 100R. It does look a little bit boring now because usually the tempered glass version gives you the addressable RGB fans in the front, but these are still the black ones. So let's see what it does. We were like a little bit over 50 when we started with the
and now it's 8.
mesh version. And the GPU was like a little over 60, 63, 64, 65. I need to do something there, I think. Mr. Mastodog says no NVIDIA hair effects.
Oh, I didn't see that comment. Yeah. I still don't know.
Oh. Can I climb here? Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, the quality is really terrible. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm back at the Marauder's den. Oh, arrows! Only 3 of them? It looked like it was a whole bunch. Only 3 arrows. Okay, where's that guy? I want revenge. Can I loot this as well? Oh, now I have 5. Oh. Get down, and I want my arrow back. How do I get the arrow? Oh yeah, okay, I got it back. Just stealing everything here. RegV says no RGB is way better. But it does cost you FPS, right? Now personally I'm also running a system without any RGB. So I'm losing a lot of FPS. I want to have my revenge on that guy, but I don't know where he went.
So GPU, CPU temp? Not much difference, right?
No. Maybe 1 or 2 degrees.
Yeah.
But still very good temperature.
Maybe
so far.
this guy is giving you more pressure, so increasing the heat. You cannot find him?
No, I don't know where he went. Oh.
He will probably kill you again.
No, I'm gonna have my revenge. If I can find him. But yeah, it also depends a little bit, of course, on the configuration you're using. Like the configuration we're using today, it's fine with tempered glass version as well.
Yeah.
So people who are wondering if the 240 wasn't too small for the 11700K, no, it's perfectly fine. I think the guy is scared.
If you press V for 2 seconds, it will show the enemies around you.
Ooh.
So one is sleeping in the hut.
Really?
Or it's
that is the fire,
or
right?
something.
That's the fire, I think.
No, no, no.
Is that the enemy?
Just get from your horse, get off
Oh,
your
yeah,
horse.
it's an enemy. How do I get off my horse again? Ah.
He's sleepy.
It's like a wall hack.
What are you doing?
Checking if he wakes up. What is he wearing?
Like a skull mask? Or
I was complaining about your face earlier, but this is even worse.
kill him.
Oh, he's not dead yet?
No, this is the big boss.
Oh, this is the big guy. Oh, ow, ow. Leave me alone.
Nice.
Oh, he's already dead. Oh, this was easy. With arrows, it's much easier.
Echo, loot. How expensive is the PC? Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, and it's tricky now with the GPU prices,
Yeah.
of course.
But the case is, depending on the model, is 119. So the Airflow model is 119, and the one we're basically running now with some differences 129. And that has to do with the front panel, the RGB fans.
I see some people there. Are they enemies? I think they are, right?
J-Lo, good night. Bedtime. Yeah, it's my bedtime as well, but I'm still stuck here with this
With this guy.
with this guy.
Give me my arrows
Hey,
back.
that's nice.
Just sliding.
Jump on them. Ah, too bad.
I can carry him. Maybe I can make him slide as well. Yeah. No?
Maybe call your horse. I think you can also put him on your horse.
I can?
Yeah, I think so. No, you first need to put him on your horse.
Oh, what?
I'm not sure if that's possible, but certain quests you can do that. No.
I first maybe need to pick him up and then
Yeah.
get on my horse.
Yeah, I think that's the... You see?
Oh, you could throw him on your horse and then Just casually riding my horse with a dead guy in the back.
Michiel feels like a predator. Maybe go next to a tree. Look if he gets a headache. Well, he's already dead, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, like this.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's a deer.
No, you can deer hunt. Wolf.
Yeah, he's hunting the deer.
Two. They always come in packs.
Ow! That hurt. He's trying to kill my horse.
He's quite strong.
Couldn't you tell me before I attacked him? Ow. Get here. Not so strong anymore.
Nope. You can loot them. Leather.
More leather. But he bit my horse.
Do you see the tracks in the snow?
Yeah.
Quite nice, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can I slide? Oh, that's the raven thing.
Yeah, that's the raven. He can like scout ahead of you.
Oh, that's cool. Ferno says, Mike playing this but thinking about Quake. Always. Always.
Yeah, that's true.
Can I kill the other raven?
No.
Oh.
You can do the same trick, like I don't know what key it was, but that you see the environment, enemies.
Oh, yeah. See? No.
I thought you could. Or maybe you can mark them.
I don't
That's
remember.
too long ago I played this game.
The green arrow is the guy?
Maybe that's where you are.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that should be me.
That's you. You find yourself. Kill the deer. No, there is also a deer. Oh.
And a wolf. And I want my arrow back.
Deer is top
Oh,
left.
there's another
11
one.
o'clock.
Hey, where's my arrow? Oh, there it is. Where was the deer?
Yeah, I don't know now anymore. You turned so many times.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh. What's that?
Odin's side.
Oh, that is the deer. It was just casually chilling.
Quake, you're better in Quake, I can see that.
Yeah. No, did I get him?
Nah, he probably run into a tree. Get damage from that.
Face plant into the tree. I don't think he died.
Can you do again the scan, the environment scan?
I forgot. Oh, I did kill him.
Yeah, oh wow. 3.
And I have my arrow back. What was it again? No, it was not V.
Asked about this land, my friend.
F? Q? E? R?
Too many keys for this game. No?
What's that? Oh. Oh, that's a big difference. H?
I think when you start this game you can also... What's that?
A horn? I forgot which key it was. Press V for 2 seconds. Ah, that was it. Ah, yeah. Thanks.
No,
and I can also do that with a raven.
What do you see?
No, it automatically returns to the guy.
Mike, do you know who Rocket Jump Ninja is?
Yes, he's the mouse review guy. Also plays a lot of Quake. Zai. I do.
Another horse.
Are those enemies?
Yeah. Line them up, line them up.
Can you shoot 2 at once?
I don't know. Would be cool, right?
I don't think it works.
In Battlefield works.
Yeah, Battlefield. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm out of arrows again. Come here, big guy.
Is Rocket Jump Ninja as good as he looks?
In Quake? I would say he's a pretty good Quake player. Also a lot of experience. I believe he's been playing Quake for decades.
I think you need to go closer.
Temps are getting a little higher. Yeah, slightly. I think it's like, yeah, a couple of degrees difference with the tempered glass front
3
panel.
to 4.
I think we were at like 62, 63 for the GPU, now we're at 65. And I think we were at 51, 52 for the CPU, now 50, yeah, 54, 55, 53. So yeah, a couple of degrees higher.
And this, of course, depends on what kind of configuration you have in your
Yeah,
case.
for sure.
What is the application or the game you play? Because now, yeah, is this CPU intensive or GPU?
Mostly GPU. It's
okay.
98% GPU load and
Oh,
25% CPU
Stupid.
load.
Yeah.
It's mostly like that. With AAA titles, they are usually GPU limited, whereas esports titles like Counter-Strike,
CPU.
Rocket League, Valorant, they're usually more CPU limited because you have the very high frame rate there. Eric,
Yes.
I think it's time for a final giveaway.
Let's do that. Our final giveaway.
So
Draw.
I hope you guys are better at Assassin's Creed Valhalla than I am.
I already asked Peter, but he didn't react yet. Trying to escape. This Gleam is sometimes slow. Gleam is like YouTube and Twitch today. It has an off day. Why did you put the dragon?
It's more like YouTube, the
like in
latency.
front of me.
Wait, let me solve that.
Yeah. I knew. Yes, so the next winner, let me see which was the last one. I think Hannah we got. So it's Gatum.
Congratulations, Gatum. You also won.
Katar6.
Katarzisk. Kisisk.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you also won a game code
Good
for
job on the
Assassin's
naming.
Creed Valhalla.
Prims, congrats. Maria.
We already have Maria, right?
Yeah, there was this one. This one.
Another Maria.
Yes, another one.
This is Maria Ulfa.
Ulfa, yeah.
Congratulations.
Sounds from Nordics, but it's not. It's a nickname, so it can be whatever. And Reti 4.
Congratulations, you all also won a code for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, congrats, guys.
Who won the vote, by the way? Peter did?
Well, actually, one person said Peter.
Okay, so
And the
Peter
rest
won,
said,
so Peter
I
has to
don't
send
care,
out
I
the
wanted
code.
to have it ASAP. And they're right, I mean, they're completely right.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our build today. And next week, it will be you, right?
Yeah, me. And then I'm going to talk with Norton about their antivirus software. We have an action with that. And I'm already a long time using PC, so I know why antivirus software is important. But yeah, the last few years, you know, it's like, yeah, it's slowing down my PC. I need to watch out. So next week we're going to benchmark antivirus software. We're going to do several benchmarks with it. We have Norton in the live. Well, you know, they will join via Skype because of COVID. So
and it has a gaming mode as well, right?
Yeah, they have some special gaming mode indeed to optimize the PC settings. And we're going to talk about the ransomware, you know, all the virus stuff, and it seems
Phishing.
that our designer put me as a virus on the cover. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, so hope that you guys want to join next week and also in the coming weeks, because we really have a lot of content planned. It's really stuffed until, I would say, maybe October, November somewhere. We really have a lot of topics
cool
lined
topics.
up.
And in a couple of weeks, I will also have a big hardware giveaway.
Yeah, nice hardware giveaway during my holiday.
During your holiday.
So I will dial in with a different nickname and I will cheat
make
the
sure
system.
to filter Eric out.
Yeah.
Shipment information, Eric's desk.
Yes. Anyway, thank you all for joining today.
Yeah, hope to see you again next week. Same place, same time. Thank you for joining and take care.
Stay safe.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.